to it on Dream.
Right now is kind of decent, I would say. We just changed the players, so it's gonna be tough to predict.
Right now, I'm feeling very confident. It's all about getting experience as a new team now.
Yes, he does get the second and the third. Doja, what a monster.
Everyone is performing good right now.
We have me, we have a young team, and we have fresh blood.
Kills, and that's it. Able to knock down Mork in this map, and it's just a really good job. It was Cajun doing all 4 kills.
Of course, we definitely want to win it.
Practice is going really good so far, so I think we are quite ready for the tournament.
We really motivated. We want to win this tournament. We have one dream for all team. That's why we're gonna win this.
We have 3-4 players who can win the game themselves. Time will show how good we actually are.
I hope we're gonna win.
If we catch a wave, we will surf good.
And for the first quarterfinal, welcome Gambit and North.
A historic arena, and Gambit and North are about to do what their very best to secure a spot in those semi-finals. It is the youngsters from Denmark going up against a mixture of the two, explained to you by Duncan. Now, Chad, I'm going to kind of start picking your brains somewhat about the Danes and about these young talent. With the game that is Counter-Strike Global Offensive, we have been treated to the old guard. We've seen how far the old dogs can go, the likes of NIP now falling off, and we find ourselves here at the quarterfinal stages with names that we would not have known and would not have rung true, perhaps even a year ago, if not a year and a half ago. The game is evolving.
I think Magic's touched on it well. They said they have 3 players in this team who could carry them at any point. You know, I think they have even more than that. And when you have the names of Magix, Config, AZ, and Cajun as your stars, you have a pretty strong lineup. And as you're touching on people who haven't been around in the CS:GO scene for a very long time, I think Cajun and MSL are the only ones with rich history, and that's from CS Source. So put that wherever you want. Bit of credit there.
It was a game. The sun doesn't shine.
It was a game.
It was a game.
But Config and Magix, they've broken out really in the last, what, 6 months to like this level of what they're at. The players that can turn a game around and carry and have very strong, aggressive CT performances.
I mean, Yanko, you can kind of jump on board with this as well. It is something that I think we anticipated to happen at some point, right, in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, to see I mean, Magisk was saying he's got some absurd amount of hours. It's like, it's ridiculous. He was playing like Premier games and then just suddenly just turned up.
Certainly. I mean, there's a lot of talented players out there. How many times have we seen a player say, oh, this guy has a lot of potential, but you don't see it always, you know, bear fruit. It's because you need hard work, you need dedication, you need a little bit of luck to get put into a good team or for someone to notice you having a good performance. For both Magic and Config, it was, you know, the old SK team, right? It's now heroic that they've come through pretty much. And sure, when they joined initially, it was an adjustment period because it's not the same playing against tier 2, tier 3 teams, mostly online, and getting to the big stage playing against the big dogs. But after that adjustment period, both of them have shown to be perfectly capable of dominating games with, as Chad pointed out, a really aggressive playstyle in general.
So Duncan, do you think there are other Magisks and Configs out there that just haven't quite had that SK/heroic offer?
Yeah, I think so. I think now it's not that there's an extreme amount, you know, there's not like 20 per country, but there's always in each like kind of generation of CS. For me, like a generation is like 2 or 3 years, you know, then you're established as a veteran in the game. There's always a couple, and the key detail is kind of like what Yanko's saying here. Some of the luck is who you meet along the way. Like if you get put in the wrong team, I mean, someone like Simple could probably have been this good 2 years ago, but the route he went, he kind of got exiled a little bit. He couldn't get into the Navis of the world, you know. He didn't get that fast track that someone like Magic's did, where it took less than a year to get put into one of the best teams in your country, a system be placed around you, and be winning a big Tier 1 tournament. So that's kind of an extreme example, you know. There'll always be people, like, I mean, I did an article about this the other day, it was a video actually, where I think that Nex in the German team was someone who was fantastically talented, you know, very skilled person, but he's one of those ones where, for whatever reason, it didn't pan out in the end, you know. He never could be that superstar player that maybe his talent kind of alluded to.
Sure, well, Chad, you can attest to this, there is more than just being able to play the game that is Counter-Strike to being a professional player.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Anders, if you ask him about the professionalism of the Danes, he'll give you the hot tip. He's been harping on about like how they're taking it to the next level and how they have this big support behind them, and how they're basically changing the face of professional Counter-Strike, which I think that you credit Astralis and now this North organization for that. Something I want to touch on is the in-game leaders in both these teams. They both must be extremely comfortable because we're seeing good fragging performances out of both of them. True. And that's something that they're bringing strategy, and if they can bring good fragging performances, both of these teams are going to be, excuse me, a lot stronger going forward. And it's good to see Zeus, he in the last tenure in Na'Vi, he stopped looking confident and stuff, right? And I think I've harped on about this a lot, but it's when your team stops losing confidence in the way you're calling, you start losing confidence in yourself, and then it affects you as a player.
Well, I mean, we've met one of the in-game leaders. You saw MSL. We can go through Zeus and his bunch of merry men. There's Dosia, the aforementioned veteran of the squad, someone who used to do a lot of damage in those CSGO servers.
And he is one of the key players for this team, in a sense that, like, I was critical of Dosia, thinking that, you know, he fell off too much. You know, I was speculating, like, what if someone like Mir from Vegas Squadron, what if he joins Gambit? You know, that would be a huge upgrade for them. But actually at the major, Dosia was pulling his weight and then some. You feel like you can't really have, your team is as strong as your weakest link, right? So everyone needs to be able to do their part for you to be able to compete on this level. So for me, that's a big deal with Gambit's, you know, good string of performances lately, is that Dosia has been playing better than he was maybe the past year.
Yeah, and of course, when in-game leaders do clash, especially ones that we hold in high regard, maps are an intriguing discussion to start. Now, I know you've been doing a lot of jotting, Chad. I'll let you kind of quickly set the scene somewhat. What have you kind of worked out? What's the if and maybes?
I haven't worked anything out. For me, it's just it's either you take a risk or you go with the safe bet, and I don't know if the in-game leaders are going to take that risk.
Okay, let's walk through the risk. What's the risk?
So, well, the way that I see the risk for North is if they want to play Cobble historically, but I don't know, looking at how well Gambit have played on it, if that's something you want to let through, and you maybe risk train and hope that Gambit didn't prepare for your train, or you can maybe prepare heaps for theirs and catch them off guard. The other one is, do they leave Inferno in, which they've already lost on?
We've got the North ban as actually going to be on train, and the key detail here is they know that Gambit historically bans cash, so they're daring them to ban it now, and that means that the guys from North don't have to ban it.
So there's a lot going on between these two bans.
No, I think, like,
Mirage.
That's
okay.
I mean, now the interesting thing is that probably would have been the pick for North. I think it would have been available.
It was either Nuke or Mirage here for Gambit, right? You veto one, and the second one is bound to be picked.
Yeah,
so
and this is the obvious pick because we know that like Zeus teams don't play Nuke. I mean, they played it a little bit in Gambit, didn't really work out. Now the obvious pick here that North hope happens is we're daring you. Would you like Cobblestones? You haven't lost it ever, have you? But remember, that's what happened yesterday. But instead, this is the risk, right? This is the one where it's the Joker pick.
That's what you want to see.
They're doing it again.
That's brave by Gambit, because right now you can probably get Cobble through as the third map anyway, right? You saw that they weren't really that good on Inferno, but at the same time, they've only played it. You've both only played it once in a competitive
Overpass,
environment.
I think.
Oh wow.
Because they're going to force them to ban cash, so it's going to have to be Overpass.
And we've seen North fall flat on Inferno before. Gambit have succeeded on it before.
I actually think this is really interesting, right? Because both leaders took risks at almost every stage. Both the risks nearly always paid off. Like they got what they wanted, and at the end, you end up with a 3-map series where it's basically what you'd want from these two teams that are evenly matched, which is each team has a map that they're like, we're definitely gonna win this map. But then the third one is totally one's up in the air. So I feel like everyone got what they wanted to some degree.
I'm a bit split on this Gambit veto here, that they decided to go for Inferno over Cobble. On one hand, they played Cobble already at the major and they beat them, so you kind of don't want to play the same team in a short span of time on the same map. They're going to adjust.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say though that they're so good on Cobble? It's like it seems like that map's above all their others.
Yeah, I agree that they should have picked, because Inferno, it needs to be really good, and I think North was deceptively weak in their performance against Optic. I think they were very unlucky in that. I mean, very unlucky to an extent in that first half, being reset, not getting the economy rolling. You could see that they are practiced on the map in a sense. They have the strategies, they have a playbook on the map. map is just a matter of figuring out the small details. And Gambit, on the other hand, played a Fnatic that looked to be on tilt at some point. You know, yes, they outplayed them fair and square, they beat them, but you see that this Fnatic team is far from what they were a year ago. So the problem is also with the veto that we've had, if Gambit picks Cobblestone, you probably get Overpass as the third map, and those are their two best maps. Because they picked Inferno, they don't get like Cobble at all in the pool. So they basically put all their chips on Inferno. If they don't win Inferno, then this veto is abysmal.
I mean, there was also a world in which maybe MSL could have let the Cobble through. That's what they're banking on, right? But it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've kind of painted quite a picture for how your prediction's going to go here. You think that Inferno may be the demise of Gambit? I need a prediction for you here.
I think North takes Nuke.
Yeah, sure.
For sure.
The Inferno is the weird one.
Inferno is the weird one here, so I'm going to go with North. I think that North will actually take it probably even 2-0, because I think they're not a bad Inferno team.
I mean, AZ did describe it as a Joker pick. Read into that however much you will.
If it goes 3 maps, I'm going with North.
Oh, okay. Really backing up that prediction. I like that.
So either way, you're going with North. Okay. For me, I think that Gambit need a good start, and to start on Nuke, it's probably not going to be very good for them. They're going to struggle. Okay. I'm going to go with 2-0 North as well.
Well, lots of faith for North. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely North wins. Like, after seeing this veto now, it's either 2-0 or 2-1. Like, I can't see a world in which Gambit wins. I mean, maybe they have a chance on Overpass, but as they're saying here, this also could be ended 2-0, because you can't feel confident enough in Gambit yet. You can't know that they're going to win their map, whereas it feels like North will win Nuke. So I guess I'll go 2-1. I'll just do the safe one and say North wins.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead. I don't normally do my predictions. I don't get to, but I'm
give it a go.
For, if it goes to a 4-3 maps, I think Gambit do take it. I'd like to see them do that.
That's also what Moses thinks. He thinks 2-1. I mean, we don't know based on the maps. But
me and my main man Moses, pre-map predictions.
He's been getting a few wrong this tournament, but hang in there. It could all turn around, Moses.
Because, I mean, just to clarify, predictions are the determinant of all skill.
They are,
that's right.
At the moment. I'll let you know later.
Because he's doing well.
Case,
fantastic. All right. There you go. Casters are ready. Let's go ahead and get them into this conversation. Hey guys, you've moved. We can't see you anymore. What's going on up there?
It's great, actually, that I don't have to look at you, Alex. Just to give you some clarity on Nuke, we just had the night for sides, and Gambit actually won that, so they'll start CT. That's something to look forward to, perhaps, in the first map.
To be fair, Nuke has kind of balanced itself out now. It's still got to that kind of 50-50 position where the team's T-sides can actually be winning halves at the moment.
I completely agree, but if you're going against a team when it's their map choice, I would want CT side to start, so at least they have that.
But I do agree. I do think North are going to pick this one up. I think when it does get to Inferno, as long as they turn up and they're ready to play in this playoff, and players like MSL, if you can continue that form we saw yesterday, I think that's going to be really exciting, and I do think they can actually potentially take this 2-0.
Whereabouts are you guys? I'm trying to work out in respect to the stage. Are you
I'm
high
actually
up high?
In LA. I left last night to get away from you.
Oh, that's a dank meme, but carry on. Are you guys actually at the top of the stadium? I can't quite see where the stage is.
We're in the mezzanine area. If you walked in the doors, you would find us quite quickly behind the monster booth.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll leave it to you guys. Best of 3 to kick off our quarterfinals.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is going to be exciting, I think. This is, I think, painted well. Thorn kind of touched on it very early. Gambit needs to start winning series, and North, if they're going to prove themselves as a playoff team, need to also beat Gambit, not SK, not the Na'Vi, not whoever they match up against that's unfavorable. This is a proving ground for both these teams.
I think it was a good decision as well to avoid Cobble against Gambit. They've proven themselves to be excellent on that map, obviously beating Virtus Pro earlier in the tournament, looking great on that. And North, to be fair, that used to be their best map, and it seems like it's kind of plateaued for them a little bit. I remember at the Major, they had that massive defeat against Virtus Pro after going up 12-3 in the first half. You feel like that's probably an area they want to avoid now.
Also, bringing AZ in changes a little bit. It is one player change that they are familiar with, not quite in this complexion, but it does mean that timings and intricacies can be off. So they maybe haven't got time in on Cobblestone. They haven't been as comfortable on it with him.
Well, we are going to see Inferno as well.
Finally.
Obviously, it's a little bit of an interesting one. Certainly in a playoff, I would say it definitely can be granted as a wild card here. The guys at North, they played it to open up the tournament against Optic and actually had that 16-11 loss. To be fair, there were a lot of interesting rounds and economic sways that actually made it slip against them, and obviously Gambit have played it as well. We saw them against Fnatic, an amazing performance, 16-8, but like the guy said, I think Fnatic looked a little bit out of their depth there, trying to go back to a classic map for them, and it didn't really come together.
I'm interested to see what Gambit do bring in. They strike me as a team that it's a gamble, sure, to bring in Inferno, but they strike me as a team that, being the underdog, you kind of look toward new maps to get an upper hand on people. You try and get a strategy in quickly and develop it. Now, Inferno is still playing similar to how it used to play, with obviously the exception of smokes toward the bottom of Banana. There's a little bit more control for the terrorist in that position. I'm still not a fan of the wall at the top of it that you can just spray straight through. but if they can find something early on the map, that's their go-to. It is the Joker. It's their way to get maps in a series. I think that there's a very strong chance this does go to 3 maps. But Nuke to start.
Well, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first playoff game, Gambit versus North. And to kick things off, it's going to be D-Nuke. It's Gambit starting on the CD side here, North, of course, on the terrorist side. 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes as well. That suggests it'll be something a little bit slower. A lot of teams opting for upper rushes these days, but that kind of buy suggests they'll be slowing things down, using the smokes potentially towards outside here.
So Cajun took to the door first. No one going outside to get those smokes in play. Dren is looking at the main entrance, but he's actually going to push up. I was going to say if he stays near the door, he'll be able to swing to Squeaky and cover that off instead. They've got Squeaky access, and they'll be able to waltz around the hut to spot in behind Silo. They also have access to vent, therefore cleared out already. Cajun's wondering where everyone is and finally gets inside of the site. Hobbit's above. He got the first kill. Zeus follows it. Hobbit finally goes down, but bomb dropped temporarily. And the rotation from Adren, he's gone back to lobby. He'll be able to flank in from the Squeaky doorway, and if they go back to lobby, guess what? They've already got company coming in from ramp. It's Doja. But him going down opens up possibilities. AZ, he also finds Adren. Cajun getting that kill. It's Mo left. Then a 1 versus 2. Somehow they fight back when it looked like they were pinched in.
Yeah, it looks like Gambit were going to run away with this round. Now it's all up to Mo. He's going to go towards the upper bomb site now. Completely lost track of the remaining terrorists here. They will be actually heading towards outside. They have 45 seconds remaining, and it's absolutely fine. This is such a difficult map on the CTs, but Mo, he's actually going to be looking outside, finds both of them. Occasion B gets his 3rd frag of the round. Great accuracy from him. As soon as he gets that silenced USP, he starts mowing them down.
And he gets the last 3 kills when it's a 3 versus 2, and 2 of those inside a lobby to make that all possible. If they got trapped in from lobby, if those flanks were successful, the round doesn't even go anywhere for North.
Well, you can see what they did there. The smoke towards Heaven and towards main entrance as well. Like I said, a lot of teams are offering normally to go towards the upper rush there, but they slowed things down, went for the explosion in the mid-round. Started to fall apart there. It was Hobbit and Mo getting some first initial kills, but they fall back and KGB delivering the goods towards the end. There will be a force fight in the CTs here. Mo on the scout as well, so he's gone all in. He'll be limiting himself on that first gun round if they do not pick this up. But there's only 1 rifle available here for North. First scout shot comes in, does not connect.
Cajun waiting with the back position on Silo to see what he can see. Dren, big garage. It's Doji on a deagle that tantalizes me the most because this is an angle he could be favorable in. He can also drop down. They get the rotation in from Mo, who's playing toward Heaven. Hobbit transfers 5-7. Especially if they get Mo transfer. Or pick up the MP7, can't quite pull it off. Adren with the CZ pulls back all 3 and gets the clutch.
But it's left in his CZ. He finishes it with 0. That was amazing. What a massive round for him to pick up there. 3 kills with the CZ. It looked like it was going very well for North indeed. They get towards that lower bomb site. Assertive play from Cajun B, getting the positional control towards lower. The bomb's planted, and Adren strikes with 1 magazine remaining, and that's going to be a really frustrating round. We can have a look at this point as to how he picked up. That's a great first shot. Coming out of decon, you can see AZ just wasn't expecting that. Positions letting them down a little bit. You have to understand that Cajun B opening those doors there, maybe just locks himself in, makes him have to come towards him at that stage, and then at least they're playing towards the bomb, but open door, low HP, gets taken down, and it's going to be a Felico at this point from North. After getting the bomb down in the previous round, they're going to be trying to buy up in the next one. So Gambit strike back after losing the pistol, and looking like it's to be an assertive round as we go into number 3 here. 4 kills found so far, and Major's the last player remaining.
Waiting with the gap to try and find deagle shot spots. Adren inside of the big garage, but tagged already 4 HP as it is. He's got to try and get a better angle, and won't be able to do it very fast round. Gambit keeping all 5 alive. We'll stay with the 3 rifles as well, even though the AKs are going to come back out from North.
Indeed. They start to buy up now, 5 AKs in total with head armor as well, and they have a plethora of grenades. They have the smoke grenades and the Molotovs to work with here, and the flashbangs, and decent spawn to come in as well. Could go for one of these fast upper players, considering they're up against the SMGs here. That could make a lot of sense, or just go for the default towards outside, wall of smokes. Mo yet to pick up the AWP, so this is a chance for North to strike back here. We'll be focusing towards outside. Initial flashbangs coming up, but it's going to be 3 CTs waiting for them on the other side. No smokes deployed as of yet, but what a shot that is from AZ to take down Adren.
Headshot to start it, so the AKs shortcomings so far, the lack of weaponry, and in fact the M4 from Adren. Mo tagged on 1 HP as well. Molotov's a bit desperate at a wide gap that is the garage door outer to hold them off, and they've already found Mo, which was the intended target.
Well, this tactic makes a lot of sense from North. They know that 5 players stayed alive for Gambit in the previous one. They're going to have those SMGs, the Famises, go towards outside, take the aim duels, and AZ opens things up, and then now it's going to be a 5-on-3. Job not quite complete yet, but May just making his way towards outside. Going to try and get towards Heaven by the looks of things. There is a player waiting for him underneath Heaven, but he'll be quickly dealt with by AZ. Finds his second kill of the round. Dozier goes down. Hobbit now, he'll find a similar fate.
Does indeed. Get some guns down. That's got to be the goal. Zeus does exactly that twice now, and a third one who's low. Oh! Zeus, what is that? He turns around, spots another, still has the deagle in hand. There's no way we're going to get two like this, in this fashion from Gambit. Zeus has changed his angle. They know exactly where he is. He's going to stay onto the deagle and look for another headshot. Double peek against him, but still, I said get economic damage done. They do exactly that in North. They look a little bit frustrated by this start.
Yeah, after such a clean run, that was a 5-on-1. Zeus applies a lot of pressure, and Gambit still have a lot of money to buy here. Here's the replay. The deagle comes out. It was a low HP player towards City's spawn, but he blows his head off regardless. That was beautiful. Can't quite pick up the round, but he damages the money going forward. And with this full buy coming for Gambit, if they win this round, it's going to knock North down to an eco. So that was actually really important towards the end. 2-2. North pull one back. They're back towards the AK-47s. AZ with no grenades whatsoever. And maybe the upper rush coming in now.
Zeus, M4, good peek out from behind. The stylo's on sight, but gets taken down immediately after by Config. Smoked off from main entrance, though. He's scared to walk by. He's only on 50 HP. Bullets being sprayed through from Mo's position could take him down, but they go for safe plant for MSL. Up from the vents with a nice flash, nice timed flash. Adren, he's able to take down Config. MSL now has to play it from the floor. It's Cajun that gets Adren. And a smoke off on Heaven as well means Doja is removed from the equation, at least temporarily, so Mo will hold station inside of the main entrance. EWP for Mo, and he's left alone. MSL finds Doja on the way out, spots one, but can't get reset in time, and MSL sidesteps. It's now another round in a row for North.
Well, there it is. The upper rush comes in. Through the squeaky door, we're seeing a lot more these days, seeing if you can nade that position out at the start of the round, and it's a big one for North to pick up. Like I said, if they lost that round, it would be a full reset for them after those kills picked up by Zeus. MSL, he's found a great tournament so far, and he manages to close things out there with the final 2 frags. And looking towards Gambit's economy, they're going to have to submit at this point, take an eco round. The Eagles, PT-50s, and Hobbit's got the 5-7 and body armor. Back towards outside we go. It's a very safe position to try and explore for frags, especially when you have the AWP, but Cajun, he blows the head off his own teammate.
That's lovely. Welcome to the team, AZ. Initiation, perhaps. Trial by fire, a little hazing from Cajun, but now he's going to make up for it, definitely.
He does hit Mo through his teammate there, so it was an accurate shot. That's very unlucky it went down like that.
Poor AZ. Against the Pistols as well. Give them any chance like that. They've already had Pistols beat them once. Adren waiting for the wraparound as well, thinking that Cajun might have pushed a little bit further forward, but it's over toward ramp they want to go. Mo, who is the one who's tagged, is going to sit at headshot, try and bait them in. A little bit different than what we normally see, because again, headshot's not commonly checked anymore. Yes, a Molotov can be thrown there, but you've got to have the information. Yeah. And they're going to go right by him. Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. They're going to check it. MSL, smart to the task, is going to find Mo hiding. That could have been pretty, but good smarts and awareness from MSL. Smoke off control room as well means no peeking from Hobbit. So a bomb should be safely planted, and they're going to go front toxic for the plant. That allows decontamination to be covered off by Config as he runs around, takes down Zeus immediately. Just a matter of finding Hobbit and Doji. I say they've made up for the team kill from Cajun at this point. Done just yet. Hobbit, 1 kill with the 5-7, but they instantly know where he is. Gets another dink up on MSL. This is down to a 2 versus 2. They don't have weapons yet picked up. Cajun's able to re-peek and find Hobbit, but Doja does have a MAC-10, no armor. If he goes to the right and into the vents, he's instantly taken down. Smart for him that he does not. It's decontamination instead. Deagle picked up for range if he likes to use it. Door open, they're going to know exactly where he is. Can't find the bomb. It's back toward Toxic and no kit. Doesn't really matter at that point. Round over.
Well, that was the full eco for Gambit. They managed to find 2 kills, and I guess you can call it 3 with a little bit of help there from Cajun. They managed to pick it up, though, 4-2, and the money's still not really getting the fantastic position. Here's the replay right now. You can see he does hit Mo, but blows the head of his teammate as well. So very unlucky. It does happen sometimes. Good news is, though, Gambit still can't afford the AWP. They have no kits as well. So North actually looking in a really strong position after losing a really difficult round in the early stages.
Glad we turned the X-ray off on replays. I would have liked to have seen on that one to show the skill on how accurate he was against AZ.
Yeah.
Speaking of, he takes down Hobbit, but just follows it. Cajun gets back into another with the AWP. It's a man advantage yet again from North. T-side looking strong so far as we expected, but Adren, he finds Cajun, and he's able to get quickly through the window. Now, they should know that he's gone that direction. It's not possible to get that far back in lobby. MSL, he doesn't realize it. He catches AZ out, bomb dropped. I would have thought process of elimination and timing would have led to the fact that it was out through the window, and Adren clutches that back himself.
Adren with another massive round there. As you pointed out, through the window, the timing is just down to perfection at that point. Like you said, they thought he went through the squeaky door. He actually goes through the window. They have no idea, and he finds 2 more kills. Big round for them to pick up, considering the North got the first couple of entry kills there as well, and Adren delivers the goods. Comes down to a 1v1 though, so we'll see whether anyone can actually fully equip himself into this round. You can see 4 AKs now, a Tech 9 for MSL. Still not a great story for Gambit. This UMP and a Famas, and has a Dozier towards outside. And is that a player trying to get towards a vent, or Majest just hiding in the corner here?
I'm not sure. I think Majest missed.
Whoa.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, okay, that's designed.
I thought he would see his feet, and he definitely did see the feet, but didn't know where he went, so he was holding back with the UMP. What a shot from Majest, who now goes down the vents. As AZ gets towards Secret, they'll clear the corner. Doji is down below. He's on the stairs at control room, and he's going to play near the door as well, not playing all the way back. He wants the headshot. A corner, they're arriving. Gets the gun redrawn. Tries to fake that he's gone inside of the site. Pulls to the left, but it's traded out by AZ. That gives the bomb more room to get to the site, but it's Adren, the next line of defense. Rotating in early from ramp. No rotation yet. Mo's going to go the same direction, but Hobbit's still not in position. Adren goes down. And Mo's about a step too late to instantly trade it, but he's got awareness. Fires early, and AZ, jumping across the site to check Toxic, gets taken out immediately. It seems like they want to go for the Toxic plant over and over again, so their post plant is open from vents. It's Gambit to wait for the plant, and there's the spot I'm talking about. That's the 3rd time they've tried to go for that plant. And Cajun's not going to go inside of the Toxic room. He's going to wait next to the door. Mo's going to clear corners on the way through, but start making noise in doing so, and they should have the awareness. He's right above walkout. Cajun's got to be careful. Hits that shot because down dropping in his Hobbit. He's occupied, and Cajun gets both.
Great positions there from North. No one's really running away with this game. Everyone seems to be fighting back every single time, but the 2v2 does not work out for the CTs at that point. And you can see another fast play from MSL and Co at the start. It's May just getting out the squeaky door. That nice sort of smoke in the corner gives him a nice angle as players walking from main entrance. He gets the first pick. His teammates get towards outside, down towards Secret, nice and fast. A couple of kills coming from Mo there, but it's not enough to pick up the round. 5-3 now, and it will be CZ, 5-7 some Deagles. They've got head armor as well, interesting enough. Does make sense considering they're up against 2 MP7s now. Have outside play, safe bet. Adren though, he's been great so far. Looking to cause more damage to the Desert Eagle here.
Oh, smoke doesn't quite bloom. Adren didn't quite get the vision, but as they walk by, can't get shots either. It's Hobbit to follow up in death. Toward main. We snap over to Mo, trying to rotate in from Secret. He gets found from Cajun. Doja suffers the same fate. They've only got 1 kill in the round from Zeus, who's, to be fair, pushed through into lobby, but the gun that he finds, not an AK. It's an MP7, and Cajun was well aware of it. Rotates back around to catch him out. 6 now, doubling up on the 3 that Gambit have achieved.
Yeah, towards outside, very safe bet, especially when you know you're just up against the pistols. Deagles can be a little bit problematic sometimes, but as long as you're going out together, using that buddy system, making sure everything that goes down is refract straight away, you're absolutely fine. Looks like another Rico coming in from Gambit here. That was the partial buy in the previous round, the head armor, $1,000, and the Deagles on top of that as well. So they're going to have to take a full eco here. 4 USPs, 1 P250. This is going to be 7-3. North starting to get a really interesting lead at the moment.
Easy. Quick to the outside position, finds a Dren, spots another one in behind. Oh, that's a lovely shot. I was going to say, this gets problematic because the shot behind AC from this range is extremely hard to hit, and Doja double peaks, but he nails it. And he gives a massive opening on the map to North. Hobbit gets one back with the pistol, and AZ turns back to find his 3rd now in the round. Good awareness, and that's how it will end with Majest getting Mo down, so AZ stepping up when required outside, giving them easy entries, and money still tight. Now they've got enough for a force into that. The AWP, they do.
Dozi's have to drop it over. It goes in the hands of Mo, of course. It's the first time we're going to see them with this weapon. That was kind of nuts from AZ picking up these couple of kills. He seems to be very confident towards that outside area. But finally, an AWP on either side, Cajun B, currently on 13 kills himself, and he'll be rolling the AWP out towards the garage area, I'd imagine. Actually, just using the smoke and falling back, so maybe towards Squeaky Door he will go. And Mo, he'll be waiting to challenge him outside. That same smoke goes towards the vents, and they've already shown their hand in that position as well, so Gambit are going to be quite scared. That could be a possibility. May just gets in that corner once again. The
problem is, better than that, Adren made a ton of noise rotating it lower. and Magisk was already inside of the vent. So Adren thought he was being careful and smart to get there early. He actually was late, and it gives Magisk the opening. AZ walks into lower, catches off the return rotation from Doji because he has to go down below from ramp. He's the next line of defense that has to be in position after Adren falls. And already they're bailing. They're going back towards CT spawn. This is going to be a round expired before it even really begins. 1 minute and 8, and they're committing to the save. Zeus, he's stuck on the upper side. Thankfully for him, they're lower, so he'll be able to walk away. And there's no one immediately on the chase.
This is just ruthless from North at this point. AZ is running outside by himself, straight towards lower, finding the rotating CTs as well. Major's already opened things up. 5-on-3 in the first 30 seconds. And like you said, Gambit just have to save at this point. Almost going to be impossible to retake with 3 players towards that lower bomb site with 5 North players waiting from the other side. Need to keep the money strong at this point. You can see nothing remaining in terms of money for the CT side. They've only got 4 stage loss bonus after this, so they need to save this weaponry. Mo unable to find a kill with the AWP as of yet, and this will be a clean sweep for North. Zeus still towards outside. He could be found here. He's just trying to defend his teammates in towards that spawn area. Takes down AZ, who was trying to hunt them down.
So at least 1 kill, but a gun lost. Zeus is going down. And they're starting to become aware of the fact that they're burrowed in toward their place of inception. Because it's spawn where they hide. Late peek out, try to get guns down, can't do it. They stay alive, keep the AWP, but money's very grim. Force perhaps around it with the drop of an M4, bring out a FAMAS from Hobbit.
That's actually quite good news for North. The fact that they've, and a pause comes in at this one as well. This is a real tough situation for Gambit. They've saved an AWP and an M4A1S, but they have 3 players that are on the 3K mark. So they have to be dropping FAMASes, maybe a UMP, try and buy up around that. I think they probably will at this point. You're 8-3 down. You need something to work out for you. You have the AWP in hand. But this could actually be really interesting for North. They know the money's going to be really weak. They won't necessarily have incendiaries. That AWP's going to be towards outside. They know that's been saved. This is when you go for another upper rush at this point. You know they don't have the utility to necessarily hold you out of position, and that could actually be very viable at this stage. We'll see where they decide to go with that. But to be fair, AZ is looking so good outside. He's just rushing every single time, nailing the shots and actually just sending them on their way.
And there's what Zeus brings, leadership. He's already got a plan he wants to implement. Doja intently listening. Hobbit sitting on next to Zeus. That was also brought in at the same time. Had a heck of a performance at Dreamhack Winter. Hasn't really replicated that, but been consistent even in that. And calm and collected on the north side.
So only 1 gun round picked up by Gambit so far. That amazing CZ round from Adren gave them the 2nd round victory, and then they went against the Eco. Since then, they've only had 1 round.
And we say this every single time. Whenever you see a play of that nature, when it's holding on to win around that closely, now that was a good play early on, it's usually from a team who's relying on individualistics to win.
Yeah.
Because if they're playing a team game, if they're winning, you're not going to see heroics.
Well then.
Very rarely. Snacks. New York on Cobblestone was kind of the exception, where he had 2 incredible clutches, even though they were winning 13-2, I think, at one point in that game.
Adding insult to injury at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Well then, I'm having a look at the buys right now. It's got 30 seconds left in this pause. They haven't fully committed to going all in this one. They have purchased a FAMAS now, so that suggests, yes, they will be forcing to it. Like I said, they might as well now. They've saved 2 weapons, one of which is the AWP, and this is actually looking quite promising for North. They know the money's going to be weak, won't necessarily have the utility to hold them off, and we'll see whether Gambit can find another round here. Looking pretty bleak at the moment. So far, so good for North. Haven't had to rely heavily on the executions. Just Majors being a nuisance towards that upper position. Last round, he does the same smoke, but instead of actually sitting in the smoke and using the gap, he gets in the vent nice and quickly and allows AZ to actually pincer with him. That was actually very impressive to watch. Timeout has expired. And here we go then, North getting themselves in a fantastic position. Majors on $11,000. So he's pretty much set for the rest of the game. AWP still going to be in the hands of Cajun B, and here comes the final buy. 2 FAMASes, a UMP, an M4, and an aforementioned AWP for Mo. He'll be going towards ramp room this time. He'll be changing up the position. He's not really feeling it towards ramp, and like I said, at upper rush, very possible. Could be going for it. They do go towards lobby, but Mo opens things up towards that ramp room.
And that's the saved AWP. If they save 1 more gun here, even with a loss, they're going to be a maximum loss bonus, so they'll be able to force it again potentially, but right now, focus early, get the round in the name, and do it convincing fashion. Mo started well. MSL goes back toward the outside position. Smoke close. Gap inside of it with AZ going above. The question is, does Zeus hear AZ dropping down? Bounce smoke potentially to put right in front of Zeus. Means that towards Secret, they'll go dropping into it. AZ's a little bit soon. Zeus collects them. And a Molotov off on Secret. They can't wrap around. This could be a full outer push. MSL's going to take down Mo. This could mean him pushing toward heaven. But Adren still has position behind the big garage, and MSL, so close to walking out in front of it. He may still do.
Doesn't look like he'll be anticipating that for now, but we'll get a challenge towards main entrance. This kill means everything. Now it is going to be the 3-on-2. North still the advantage back.
And Adren was found as well. Adren was found in top by Config as he rotated around, so this is the worst possible scenario because he was the one that could have shut down the entire outer push. Config is going to take down Doja. Round done, even with the opening pick from Mo.
Indeed. Mo towards the ramp room, that was the adjustment after the pause. He needs to make something happen. He takes down the AWPer, but MSL, he's actually doing a really good job once again for this team. The in-game leader often called out for not having the fragging potential of the rest of his team. He stepped up in this tournament. He goes towards outside. He can one-taps the AWPer, who's towards heaven as well, and then he holds off and finds a kill in main entrance. He's doing a really good job now. We go into round number 13. It's 9-3. Another eco. A little bit of a partial buy, I guess, as a UMP and some Deagles there with some armor as well, but this should be quite an easy round for North to pick up. Config, aggressive once again towards outside. The smokes have been deployed. Not really much Mo can do with that Desert Eagle on your screen right now. He has no vision. Just have to spam wildly through the smoke. They hit one bullet towards AZ, but it's not going to be enough. They get towards Secret once again. And once they're down in this position, oh, actually, I like this boost. Just having a look around. Once they get down here, it's going to be very difficult for the CT to do anything about it. As I say that, though, they do find a kill.
Bomb drop down in front of the main entrance. Config needs to be careful about getting back to it, but the push and the wraparound Zeus. A UMP from the top of Silo, double headshot from range. He controls that bomb being down by taking down 2 more players. They've got to rotate back around and catch him. Cajun's the one on the task of doing so. And it's Magisk that wants to try and get clever, but he's limited inside of the vents. The single vent entry to upper. It's easy to hold off.
A little bit of a lapse of concentration there. We didn't see it from Zeus's POV, but it seemed like he got on the T roof and towards the silo. They had no idea that was going on. Normally you want to have a player towards that T-spawn position to stop that flank happening, especially in these kind of anti-eco situations. But another 3K for Zeus, and one where he may not actually pick up the round victory here. Dren goes to the T-roof once again, and we'll see whether he can catch them in the back here. He does get towards outside, and there are going to be players in front of him. Oh, giving his position away, though. Had to hit that one dig.
Oh, he spots one immediately. Snow peeking, he's got bomb down. He's got room for Adren to sneak in behind. Magisk gets close, Doja tags him. That gives Adren a massive chance on the UMP, but Magisk, rather than risk not knowing, he'll go downstairs where there's less likely that Adren's going to be hidden, and he's got the AK ready to go. Picked it up on the way through. It's 3 kills for Magisk. Looks for the immediate rotation in behind. He's heard him drop down. Adren flashed out as well. He's going to commit to this. Magisk has already got it lined up. Looks toward decontamination. He falls underneath. Still means a large commitment from Adren to get that far, and he's outside of the vents, not yet shown. Magisk in the corner, though. It's a drop down. Adren's got to peek it right down. Immediately spots him before he lands. That's huge, but what a shot from Magisk! He gave himself a chance by getting in behind the silo. It doesn't even matter with accuracy like that.
Gambit trying everything they possibly could there. Zeus gives them the lifeline. 3 kills are the only weapon they really have. The UMP gets towards T-roof, gets them all in the back there. This is what I wanted to see. You can see they have no awareness that he's actually in this position. They've kind of got tunnel vision towards outside there. So Zeus takes 3 kills. Unfortunately, they can't pick up the round. The 2 versus 1 goes in Mage's favor, and it's going to give them a double-figure scoreline now, 10-3. Another full buy though. Mo back on the AWP. Mages smokes out towards Squeaky Door once again. You can see he's got them very scared of that position as they're trying to make sure he doesn't get out towards the vent or in that tight corner once again. But Adren behind the tees at this point. This could work out very nicely for him as he sneaks in behind that smoke. Their player's already in front of him though, and he will be checking it, so he should get a couple of kills here, but just narrowly misses out on the vision. He'll be calling outsides clear at this point. He's walked past 2 tees.
This is big. They were able to get Zeus forward last time. Adren's going to take map space aware of them. They need to do this as well. If they're going to be given an inch, they've got to take it all. Trigger discipline, let them walk in, confirm they're going that direction. Problem is he's got to get kills before his teammates go down. What a shot, Cajun B! Forget your cleverness, Adren. You lose your teammates and go down yourself. It's now going to have to be a save already.
So that almost looked like it was going to work out perfectly. Yes, he walks past 2 tees and calls outside clear. They strike towards upper, but he could have saved the day there. But Occasion B, what a shot that was. The flick towards lobby. 5 players surviving for North, and it's just down to Doja, who's outside.
And he was checking radio for a flank.
Yep.
And snaps that far to the left to hit the shot. That's a crazy flick from Cajun.
I need to see that from his POV. That looked absolutely nuts how he found that one. So unlucky for Adren.
Look at this. Checks radio. Oh, he wasn't even scoped in.
The timing would have been so perfect. Adren was set up like 2 or 3 kills there. And we go into round number 15. This has been pretty bleak so far for Gambit. Can't really get running. The only 2 rounds they got in a row was that CZ victory and then against a full eco. 1 gun round so far. And it looks like it might be a 12-3. And it's just going to be another upper rush. And Gambit, they do open up the fragging here with 2 frags from Adren.
Oh, but good pickup as well as they walk in through hut. But Cajun, with the door open, takes the opportunity to fire into main entrance, but it doesn't even matter. Zeus comes back around. Cajun and AZ fall. They get at least 1 more round. Only their 2nd gun, and it was limited at that. 11-4 with North going onto his CT side nuke, and we know they're very good with rotations on this side.
Indeed. I think everyone predicted North would be picking up nuke here, but here's the replay from Madren. Another upper rush coming in, and just spraying them down. Not much aim required, just crouch spray and land your bullets towards that door area. Anyone rushing it will be taken down. It's the risk you take when you rush upper, but 11-4, still a very dominating lead here from North. Zeus with 15 kills. He had multiple rounds. He got like 3 or 4 kills, right? But he just weren't picking up the rounds. So he's very unlucky in that respect. He's damaging the economy, but just couldn't do enough to actually pick up the rounds that really counted there. 4 still enough to work with, though. As we said, it is turning into a 50-50 sort of map. The T side, as North has demonstrated, certainly can run away with halves. So if Gambit pick up the pistol here, there's no reason why they can't give them the same treatment in return. That's to point out as well on the fragging on the other side. It's Cajun B with 17 kills to lead the charge for North. MSL not far behind, 13 kills at 11.
And Adren, just to point out as well with that push around, sorry to cut it on you so quickly, but is known to be the player that seems to lead the way when Gambit's on form. He finally gets room and that happens. He looked pretty stunned at halftime.
5 sets of armor for the CTs, no smokes, no kits here. We'll have a look at the buy for Gambit as well. Molotov and 2 flashbangs, no smoke picked up at all. So Dosius towards the upper ward right now. He'll be throwing that Molotov in towards the upper bomb site, and that's where they're going to strike.
Shots through. Zeus getting MSL. Starts off well, but AZ gets Hobbit back. Cajun up for the Venice config. Look at the shot from Zeus. Gets another on Adren as they walk through. Good rotation, well timed. Doja's got to recover the bomb, tagged already to 68. Jumps through the window. No catching the feed on the way through. Gets config with good movement, and it's down to Magisk versus Doja. Bomb picked up. A swap to the USP spotted as he goes to the vent, but knows it, and Doja takes no chances, goes back for the headshot.
Big round from Dozier there. Lovely movement through the window. I don't think Config anticipated him being able to get out that quickly. Blows his head off there and lines things up correctly towards the hub position. May just gets his head taken off as well. So there it is, Gambit pickup, a much needed pistol. 11-5 now. There will be a force buy in return. 3 scouts for North. Okay then, Cajun B, Config and AZ going in with less a sniper rifle here, and there's going to be 4 rifles for Gambit. So they want to make sure they don't give anything away here. Have the firepower to go toe-to-toe with the force buy from the CTs. Cajun B to take the first shot, as they will be going towards outside. Smokes come in though to take away his vision.
Cajun first shot, but won't land. 3 scouts for North. Tags galore. Nades galore. Down to 80 HP for Cajun. Only 1 armor bought up. It's MSL that has it. The chest piece on Cajun. Smoke gone on Big Garage. Bit of vision if they wrap towards Secret. They're getting ever closer. Needs to be ready. Tags, as I said, were already hit. In fact, Hobbit and Adren as well. They just need to keep hitting body shots. That's what Cajun's doing. He tries to pick up another. He will be found by Zeus eventually. AK over the top. And MSL with one of the pistols is waiting at HUD if they go back to inner, but now with that first kill at outer, they're going to start to push this way with the AK-47s.
Well, the good news is those scout tags make those pistols a lot more viable now. Magisk and MSL can get a nice close range and have some weaker opponents to go up against. Config so relentlessly trying to find kills towards our side.
Goes down. I was going to say trying to find the jump with it, but Zeus hits it. So second scout fallen. You're right, though, about the pistols. 32 HP and 30 for Adren. They can easily find the 2 kills based on those hits. MSL's waiting with the 5-7 for them to enter, and they're getting closer. He'll spot the gun barrel, immediately shoots straight down, headshot in. Second one there, Hobbit follows it up, has to. And Bomb, he didn't quite collect it on the way by, so Zeus has to protect him. And if he holds this window, Magisk, he's gonna walk in, but timing is everything. He doesn't see it, Magisk gets both. That's so massive. Zeus doesn't spot it. He drops the bomb as well. 13 seconds. AZ's got a chance. It's 3 kills for Zeus. You said he's been the top fragger. He's going to have to be the hero. Taps, knows he's there. No. Peeks it out. Smart play from Zeus.
Well, that would have been really difficult for AZ because Zeus had 100 HP. It would require a headshot at that point with a scout, and that sort of situation wasn't going to be possible. The fake plant comes in. AZ out of position. Zeus with the easy kill to finish it off. So a very interesting round, but this was the play that made things very uncomfortable for Gambit. Magisk slips in and finds 2 kills as Zeus finally takes him down, and he recovers the round. So he was the player watching that position, so it's good that he actually managed to pick up the round victory. This should be a full eco now from North, and you can see, yes, that's reflected by Gambit, by Mac 10s, a UMP as well, and good Molotovs to mow down these 2 players trying to rush towards the round for him.
Doji and Zeus and Mo. Finally, AZ stops Mo, but Doji again, and now wrapping a wrap. They find back, wrapping a rack around, excuse me. They find Config pushing into the lobby. So North try to go aggressive. Can't blame them with only the pistols, but it won't work now. They'll be in a position to bring up the guns on the CT side, but no AWP, which is a factor.
Indeed. Well, And that force bite means KGB cannot get the AWP, there's no kits available, and only one incendiary. Considering they have a UMP, maybe we'll see something a little bit quicker from Gambit here. Take around for them to pick up, force another eco if they can get it, but Zeus still nade out the door, flash towards main, and looks like they'll be focusing towards outside of Hobbit on the silo here.
Flames in front of the door. Blown out early. Smoke off on the vent. Side of the hut, but Zeus with this gap in it, the only gap that's available, is able to peek up and spot AZ on the corner. MSL's going to try and use the same position, but look at the movement from Zeus. Takes down MSL because he's already gone through the doorway, tagged his 6, but it doesn't matter. He's got 2 kills. As Gambit looked to be continuing in the same form. Config traded, but Cajun able to wrap around, find Hobbit. Magisk follows it up, and he knows there's one more at Squeaky Door. It's a 2 versus 2 bomb. It's in the hands of Mo, and he's about to get Molotovs out of the corner. Nades go back, though. His teammate will bail him out, and I don't think the Molotov made it all the way in. Even if it did, it's smoked off right away, and Mo's only tagged to 81. It's Magisk on 25. Rotating up the ladder at Heaven, but they've gone below. He goes up, they go down.
Yeah, this has been a real brawl of around there. But great teamwork from Gambit. Now he's got himself in a perfect situation. As we said at the start of the round, not a single kit purchase at the start for North here. Mages, 2 players to find, bomb down towards lower. This is such a tough call for him. We'll see whether he actually goes for it. I don't think he's going to bother, knowing that the team's going to be extremely limited going into the next round. No kit available. I think he's just looking for the exit kills here, see if he can damage the economy at least of Gambit here.
So 4 in a row for Gambit to start off their T-side campaign. First gun round they've won in, seems like forever, because remember the gun rounds they did win in the first half. They weren't even full gun rounds, really. They had UMPs, they were forcing in, they were still limited on utility. This time they finally control it. Magisk is going to get a free kill onto a Dren, so it does force more reinvestment out of the terrorist side, but they've basically at this point got 2 rounds in hand. So it'll take a bit to whittle them down, unless they go op heavy right now on Dren.
Zeus doing such a good job, by the way. He's on 25 kills after 19
That's
rounds.
Insane.
Yeah, he's doing a sick job. He comes out towards the squeaky door position, headshots AZ somehow, that sort of angle, finds a second kill as well, pretty much single-handedly at that point. They do pull it back, but just great teamwork. Like you said, that Molotov coming in, Dren strikes towards main entrance and makes sure the player waiting for the T to retreat actually gets taken down. So another eco here. They do save it, M4A1. It's going to be in the hands of Mages here. He's towards outside. They're giving his position away, so I think that'll be a signal at this point. Let's go back towards ramp, perhaps. Leave him be outside.
Slow, steady. A single M4 is in the hands of Magisk, and as you mentioned, outside to try and get the range with it. Mo, good tags onto ramp. It's going to drop Cajun B onto 22 HP as he backs away. He's rotated lower already. No one from the floor at upper's gone down just yet because there's a Molotov in front of the vent.
Oh,
so it limits it, but nice shot. AZ, as he rotates in from Heaven, he catches Mo, trying to push around to hold rotations, and now they'll get someone on the lower deck. Because MSL's gotten down in toward the control room stairs, found by Dren, opens up more space, but they're all getting in position. MSL, it's Magisk that was actually hit, is still actually burrowed into the same position. Watch underneath the Toxic as well as Cajun picks up one. They're effective on their trades. Again, this starts to whittle the economy, even if they don't pick up the round. Nice shot, Config! Bomb drop temporarily, and they're going to immediately be dynamic and change it up. Smoke in front of MSL. He can try and push it through. Oh, this could be big as well. Dren's in control with that smoke down. Didn't spot lower stairs. And the question is right now, is he peeking lower stairs or is he watching the vents? It looks like he's ready for both. And MSL's going to walk up, spot him, looking the wrong direction, finds it with the Deagle. They're both lined up inside of the site. Gambit can't afford to lose any round at this point in time. They need to continue to claw back into the game. It's up to Hobbit to do so. First kill successful, forces MSL's hand. Still on the Deagle, doesn't even matter. Hobbit nails the shot.
Yeah, Hobbit had the defuse come in, had to check whether it was a full defuse, there's no kit there, and nails the shot. MSL, though, made things very interesting. A 1v1, it was easy to open things up there. The Desert Eagles almost prevail, but not meant to be. Now it's going to be a 5-0 here in the second half. We did say Gambit, they could do the exact same as to what North presented in the first half, but 11-9 now, they close the gap. For the first time now, North do have the AWP in the hands of Cajun. Very good at that outside position. We'll see whether he can open things up here. A couple of players walking towards this position, but they do flash him off for now.
Cajun waiting with AWP is going to spot outer. No smokes down on that position just yet. It's Magisk again that wants to cover off toward ramp. And MSL goes old school in his positioning almost. And that he's sitting directly on the rafters looking straight into the hut doorway. Now we'll see some smokes deployed in the outer position. It's big garage. They're not covering off the line of smokes from Red Crate double smoke that allows you to walk straight into secret, which does mean even though Cajun B is isolated for at least a temporary moment, Config can rotate out from heaven and still spot towards secret, which is exactly what he's done. So it's not like they have freedom of movement. They're still jostling over position to get in position for execution. 4 down inside a lobby. I expect that Dren at this point would love to wrap toward the main entrance, but Cajun's going to find him before he can even do so. And with Mo climbing back up onto the T-roof, I imagine he's going to be the one to deploy some nades through the top skylights. And there we go, first skylight blown out. They're late in doing it. Hobbit finds Config before they go. Molotov's going to land top hut. Does that reach AZ's position? And was it thrown? I think he went for the smoke instead. So it hasn't actually moved AZ. And actually, I look up on the roof. The Molotov missed. It landed on the roof itself, so they wanted to move AZ. They need to check this position knowing it didn't land. They do manage to find it on the way through, but MSL, he's left alive because of it. He gets all 3 on the way in. The Molotov missed on AZ, and MSL doesn't even get checked.
That's Cajun B and MSL there. Cajun with the first 2 opening all frags, and MSL to mow them down as he funnels them towards the upper bomb site there. As soon as Cajun gets the AWP, they start finding rounds here. MSL, as we mentioned in the pre-game, he's been having a great tournament so far. 3 big kills are defined in their first round here in the second half. 12-9. Money actually started to get pretty low. There have been some very close rounds, especially that Deagle encounter that got it down to 1v1.
The other thing about that as well is we talk about it all the time, blowing out the skylights early every round no matter what, because they blew them out late. And as soon as they did, MSL changed his position and got ready for a hot take. Because it was very clear at that point they were looking for execution, especially having lost to Dren outside alone. And speaking of losing players early, Cajun B, a good lineup with the op at the ramp. Second kill as well as Zeus tries to bait a shot, jumping across, can't do so. And Q rotation, because it's going to be a turnpike. Majiski gets taken down right away, though a Dren down below is the one to find him. But they have Config with bomb, with Cajun at the ramp room.
Just a perfect play from Cajun B. He showed his hand towards outside in the previous round, got a couple of kills. Now he's going towards ramp. That's where they think they'll be safe. He takes the first 2 shots down. That second one was beautiful as well. Now it's going to be a 4 versus 1. A Dren towards secret. No real reason for the CDs to commit at all. They have the bomb down in that ramp position. Just hold off any sort of flank that a Dren can present to them, and that's round over. He has to try and save this weapon. Maybe try and find a couple of kills and take some money away. You can see the money's pretty low. AZ on $500, MSL 400. So if he does find 1 or 2 kills, but regardless, MSL finds another headshot there. Great work from Cajun and MSL in the last few rounds, and it's going to be another eco here for Gambit. They can't really afford to force into any of this. And here's the shot. The second one is the one that really impressed me. Just readjusting. Most teams or players would fall back in that position. You get the first kill, they get down towards lower. But he's here, putting on a show for us. Cajun B. That was a lovely second shot. This is a force buy. Okay, interesting. Third stay loss bonus here. They're going all in. If they lose this, nothing left over. It'll be 14-9.
It's mandatory bomb plant.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's the only way they can get into the next round. It's going to be 14-9 if they don't succeed at picking up the round, but 14-9 with no guns, massive problem. Now we're seeing that wall of smoke we talked about. Cover off red crate into the secret stairwell. They're able to walk by for free. Cajun B's above them inside of the bigger rush. Majisk is the one to cover ramp. 3 players onto him. Can't land the shots. Backs away. Thankfully, Config's already rotated in, because if he doesn't, it means that Majisk rotates down to lower, which is occupied by terrorists, and that's a smart rotation. Keeps all 5 up from north. No bomb plant. Gambit's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they are in a lot of trouble indeed. That force spy didn't amount to too much. Going towards ramp, one of the tightest choke points in the map as well. Perfectly played by North. You can see the first player that's waiting there, Magus, he does a lot of damage. He actually blocks them coming down towards lower, the Incendiary as well. Config rotates in, mows them down. They have no choice but to run through the fire at that point. Not a single kill picked up, and it's 14-9. They can only go in with Deagles, no armor, no nades. And this is looking pretty grim now. Almost certainly going to be a 15-9 map point coming in for North. Big nade to kick things off as well. The armored body of Hobbit there, getting taken down to 42 HP.
Cajun stepping out, lags up from that range on a Dren, and then changes the angle, looks to the top of red, needs to be a little bit careful because they're picking away, but what he's done is bring Cajun into position. Nice shot from a Dren to put him down. But it's going to take a lot more than one nice shot. They've got to get these Deagles in position to get everyone down. Cajun's going to back away to CT as well, so even if they wrap toward heaven, he's positioned to cover off. AZ spots it as well. Hobbit looks around trying to do exactly that, and it's all onto a Dren. It's going to go map point north, as expected on Nuke.
Yeah. To be fair, it's been a good second half from Gambit so far, getting that 5-0, but as soon as the orb comes out, that's the deciding factor. Cajun seems like he's on point today, hitting every single shot. Cheney's position up as well, and it seems like him and tag team combo between MSL in the second half. He's just getting all the frags available, but MSL finished up the job once he funnels them towards Alpha Bomb site. It's going to be 15-9 now. We have one more bite available for Gambit here. Mo, glass cannon AWP, not necessarily a huge deal on Nuke, but the thing is he's on 7 for 21 right now. After 24 rounds, it's not looking too good for him. Hasn't exactly been lighting up the scoreboard with the AWP. And towards outside we go once again. Let's see whether Mo can find Cajun B, and he'll be waiting on the other side in the garage position.
Garage position taken down though. Mo gets up on top of the box to spot the corner. AZ, MSL, they're going to transfer inside, but Zeus catches AZ out, trying to get closer to the squeaky door. So MSL playing the floor this time, doesn't have Raptors to watch out. He's got to get aggressive and wrap toward main entrance to cut them off. Does so. It's a Dren that goes down, backing away. They're going to continue to push onto his position. He finds another, looks for the Tech 9, but Hobbit's too quick. But it's Magisk left 1 versus 3 to try and shut this down to wrap the game and get this onto the next map. Inferno, that's not going to happen yet. We've got to sit for one more Gambit pullback.
They do. They get double figures here. It's going to take 5 rounds in a row to get themselves to overtime. Well, it's Mo with the AWP. We said he had to step up here. He gets a kill on Cajun and then finishes things off as well. MSL did what he could with that at M4, pulls out the Tech 9, run out of ammo, and it's going to be Hobbits who take him down. Money's still available here for North, though. Still have a buy in hand really as well. Still 4K left over on most of the players. Outside worked quite nicely for Gambit. Will they go for that again? Blowing out the door. Misthrown smoke though. That was designed to go towards main entrance. That could be a disaster, but Config goes down first.
Good pick from Adren, as you say, to get Config down first, but it's AZ that's going to rotate. We haven't seen this push. Remember, the old catwalk used to go to this corner and stop, so it was less common that CTs would try and use it to their advantage. AZ's doing exactly what you used to do on it, sit to wait and watch behind red crate if they push around. But they slow up for betterment and fall back, so they won't find the angle for AZ. Cajun won't have anyone to spot on top of Silo, but it's MSL that gets Doja. On the top of the hut, smoke out now to cover off Squeaky, and he allows him to relocate to stay dynamic. Nade goes through, but no one on the receiving end at main. Mo's gotten down below. I'll take that back. Sorry, it looked like corner when we snapped over at his radio. I thought he was inside Squeaky. It was secret. I was going to say that seems a bit odd because it's a Dren that's over there, but he's still looking for Magisk, who plays headshot box. If he steps for a peek, an easy flick for Mo to accomplish. Bounce smoke, mid-entry. Seems like it's in the middle of nowhere, but it covers off Turnpike for rotations. Molotov will do the same. It's buying space, which indicates to me they want to walk in and try and find kills. Molotov goes toward the headshot. It does get Magisk down, but he stands firm inside of it and takes down Hobbit first. And Dren takes down MSL. That opens things up because now Cajun's forced to rotate back. Another 1 versus 3 at the upper side and another win for Gambit.
Holding on just about here. It looked like that 3-on-3 was going to fall apart, but Adren coming from main entrance there, nailing a couple of sensational shots. Means it will be an eco here. And I think we have the timeout at this point for North. They're going to be looking at their money situation, so it's pretty good. Like I said, a couple of players on 4K in the previous round. They've got Cajun B on 6K, MSL and AZ not far behind as well, but it's Config and Mages that are low. They're trying to work out, do they buy into this one? Is it worth it? Do they take an eco on the chin here, a partial buy, and just allow themselves to finish it off properly? I would say that's the right call at this point. You've got 4 rounds in the bag, 4 match points, or map points I should say, to finish it off. Take the partial buy, you can cause damage with those deagles and see what you can do at this point, but yeah, it looks like that's exactly what they'll be doing. They're going to scout out. So, yeah, they could have bought into this round, but they want to do it properly and make sure they have a clean sweep and don't ruin their own finance situation by forcing into this and trying to close it out quickly.
Double scout then. As you say, they had 6K on just about 3 members, so this is disciplined buying.
Yeah, it makes sense. Scouts, as we saw before, can do a lot of damage on the CT side. You can get the tags outside and set the pistol players up to have the easier spray downs of those weakened players. And I'm assuming Mo's got the AWP down as well, and he'll be using that towards outside. And you know the money situation is going to be pretty grim here for the CT, so they'll probably be slowing things right down, allow the AWP to work out towards outside again. But that's where things get interesting. The scout headshot comes in, it is very possible. Could fall apart. We'll see what happens.
Back underway then. All timeout rules, so that's both teams using theirs. We saw Gambit use theirs in the first half. 27th round, perhaps further than some of the analysts might have expected, perhaps further than some of the viewers and everyone might have expected. Gambit to be able to force this against North. As Mo will get towards Squeaky. Too many S's. To watch main. He's backed off slightly, so he doesn't have the vision toward outer, but they do still have Hobbit on top silo that's going to do damage onto AZ when he tries to wrap around. And Config's looking for a miracle from this range with the P250, and Hobbit's already spotted that, so that chance is gone. Molotov eventually does enough damage onto the vent to blow it out.
Yeah, well, Zazy, who was low HP, he had one of the scouts and goes down. Magis able to recover it though, but it looks like this round is falling apart. Nice disciplined play. There's a headshot though from Magis. Good chance to do something with this round. He gets a couple more tags in as well.
Looking to rotate around. Doja slips in behind, but Cajun gets at least one kill on Mo, who thinks that it's cleared off. MSL, good shot on Hobbit. The scouts are wreaking havoc. It's a 2 versus 2 still. And Magisk, he's got an AK above them. Perfect timing to walk in. Good response from Doja. And now they know exactly where the last remaining player is, but MSL's got the shot on Doja. He stands down and Dread's tagged up. MSL! It's the scout buy for North that's going to win the game. It'll go 16-11, and we'll move on to Inferno.
2 scout, 3 pistols. MSL with one of the best performances I've seen from him in a very long time. He's been great throughout this tournament. He closes the game out with the scout as well. Fantastic stuff. And it looked like they were going for the conservative option there, trying to save their money going forward, but they close it out. Scouts having so much impact there. And I think MSL and Cajun in that second half alone, they get the MVP for their team, looking like after going 5-0 down, it could have all fallen apart. We've seen them break down in these big playoff games before, but they managed to recover.
Yeah, and we have seen them break down multiple times. We talk about that being sort of a Danish trend. I know we harp on that a lot, but it's true. And when the money get limited, I'm glad to see them take. It's interesting they win it with a double scout, but I'm glad to see them make that decision to think long term, to think just about closing the game, not to take it. We have to do it now, not to rush it. To just have that mentality of winning is the only option. Good run from Gambit. I have to say Zeus was by far the most impressive player for them. He was all over the place. They were lacking firepower from Adren. He wasn't far behind, but he wasn't having the impact he normally does. And Mo and Hobbit never got rolling at all.
We didn't see enough from Mo. He needs to step up a little bit more. That AWP, I think, towards the very end, they hit like 8 kills, something like that. Like, he needs to be one of the superstars. Hobbit's been quiet, but Adren keeping that good form up as well, and it's rare to see Zeus topping the scoreboard like that. So that's promising going into the next map. We do sort of favour Inferno towards Gambit, seeing as they had a big win against Fnatic. Obviously, North dropped against Optic as well, so a chance of redemption there, but it's still looking like, I would say, North are the better team. The scoreline kind of doesn't tell the full story. After 11-4 first half and then going down 5-0.
Yeah, exactly. It was a matter of economy.
Yeah, right. So I still feel like North are playing much better today.
Well, with that said, we'll take a short break, come back for map number 2, a chance for North to go 2-0, but it's Inferno. We finally get to cast it. Henry, I'm looking forward to it. We'll be back.
Understand people watching somebody play a computer game.
It's still not a sport.
It shouldn't be on a sports network.
But I don't know if athlete is the right word.
Place your bet, lay it all on the line. I'll be worth every dime. I tell you, put your money on me. Play it smart, feel the heat. When I grab the dice and let them go, I'll hit every single roll. I tell you, put your money on me. You'll be flying so high, you'll be touching the sky. From the view you'll think you were in heaven. I'm one of a kind when there's chips on the line. But you can't double down until you ante up. Got that sweet savoir-faire. I know how high rollers go from the streets to front row. As they do, they'll tell you, put your money on me. You'll be flying so high, you'll be touching the sky. From the view you'll think you were in heaven. I'm one of a kind when there's chips on the line. But you can't double down until you ante up. Got that sweet savoir-faire. Know how high rollers go.
Dreamhack Masters Las Vegas is brought to you by Asus, Republic of Gamers, HyperX, Monster Energy, live at MGM Grand.
Day one in the arena, our first quarterfinal in North. Starting off well, their map choice, Nuke, goes the way it should. They are one of the better teams on it, and they show us why. It was close due to the fact of heroics from Zeus in particular, but now we go to Inferno. They've beaten Fnatic on it, and Gambit have to run back into this series.
Yeah, really exciting map to kick things off there. So Gambit showed that they could get back into it. They got that 5-0, but Inferno, a big question mark about this map generally, not even just in this matchup. No one really knows whether it's a T-sided map or a CD-sided map. We've only seen it played twice in the big tournament so far, and that's this one. So it's very difficult to say where this one's going to go.
And the bigger question is, Valve took it out to fix up some of the tight choke points, a lot of the over-textured positions that was very hard to spot. CTs coming out of apartments was very, very tough at times. They did it after they added the extra 10 seconds, which actually already made the map relatively balanced. And now the changes that Valve made, how does that shift the meta? How quickly did teams change what they used to do on Inferno into something entirely different? And is that even possible? That's what I like to see from a new map, how it develops, how different teams take different approaches to start things off on it.
I really like the adjustments they made. I think there were a lot of issues in the old Inferno, although it was one of my favorite maps to cast and watch CS on generally. It definitely had issues towards like Banana. The pillars didn't really make sense. The pit area was a bit of a mess. But this one actually, it looks beautiful and it plays very nicely as well. What we say is we don't really know what's going to happen here. No one's played it at all. Like it was only announced a few weeks ago that it's coming back into the pool, and Dreamhack Vegas is the first tournament to use it. So it's difficult for me to really speculate as to who's going could have run away with this one. Yes, we've seen them both play it, but obviously Fnatic didn't look great when they played against Gambit, and I don't know, it was a difficult game for North against Optic, but I think it could have gone either way.
I also attribute that partly to two things. Fnatic didn't look good on it, even though they were very good on the map, the original version of the map, for two reasons. One, they haven't had time as a new team to play it, and two, they just haven't looked good as the new team yet for me. Sure. So I think there's not a lot to read into that until we give them more time. I just want to note as well, after this tournament, you said this is the first tournament to use it, Pro League in week 2, which is the third week in duration, but there's no week this week, so it's week 2 of play. We'll switch to Inferno from removing Dust 2 as well. So they didn't want to do it first week right after the announcement. They thought it was a little bit too quick, which in fairness it probably was. But now that they've had a tournament with it, they're going to bring it in immediately after.
That's good though. That means online season teams can actually experiment with it a little bit more and see if they want to actually see if that's a viable map for them going forward. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of Vitas. I'm surprised I haven't even saw it in a playoff here today.
Yeah, and agreed. But at the same time, I also think that the more we see it at this tournament, the better, because this is notes for Valve. They'll be able to look and say, okay, this didn't work, this does. Like I say, I think the wall at the top of Banana, I know that Kerrigan has talked about it. I know that a couple different people have talked about it. I think Glaive mentioned it perhaps, but you could sit with an auto sniper and basically fire down Banana, and no matter what, they have to cross that line of fire at some point in time if they want Banana control. So if you time it right, you should get damage no matter what.
Well, the knife is underway. And I'm sure we'll be getting into this one very soon. Matt, if I had to push you for a prediction, even as a trivial one, what would you say?
I think North form looks very good right now. Gambit, if they're going to win this game, they need more than just Zeus to do it. They need Mo and Adren especially.
That was missing, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I think that depending on the form they're in, we'll get a clue. Or I want to say Gambit takes this. I want to see them win a map in a playoff, in a series, but overall I still think North is the favorite for the series.
If we think back to when Zeus was in Navi, when they played Inferno, right, they had the slowest playstyle on this one, especially Inferno. It was like their bread and butter. It would lend themselves to setting themselves up a little bit map control, get towards Banana, second middle, had a lot of execution potential. They'd always be executing towards the A side, like 15 seconds remaining. This team does that a lot as well. It's a very similar playstyle with Zeus at the helm. That's what I want to see. I'm very interested to see whether he brings that to the table, and I think the knife run has come in. It is going to be a CT start for North, so a quick huddle before we kick things off here. If they can close things out at 2-0, that'd be fantastic for them. Got a little bit scary there on Nuke towards the end. In the second half, they're going 5-0 down. But as soon as York came out for KGB, he's in great form right now. He had a pretty rough tournament overall, the major. Like, he had to rely on his teammates to kind of get him back into the game. But he's looking like he's hitting all shots. And MSL, just to point out again, the in-game leader, often noted not to have the fragging potential of his teammates as well. He's been doing fantastic so far and actually wins in that last round with a Scout Pistol combo.
So underway we will get momentarily. North starting out CT side. You can see behind North's team huddle and group discussion, talking about how good they are at flyboarding with the exception of Cajun B. It's Gambit sitting and wait. They're in the server and rearing to go. They want to get this started.
I'm really interested to see how the pistol rounds go down on this map. It's always one of my favourite things to discuss, the tactics deployed in those sort of rounds. Just to talk about Banana as well, the terrorists have a rough time at the start of the round. The HE grenades are very powerful on this map to lock down any initial pushes coming in. It's a similar story. The Ts can do the nades back in return, but the CTs get there just before and cause a lot of damage and to deny the rush coming in. That's almost like counter the fact you can't do as many versatile smokes you could in the previous version of Inferno. Remember, you could do all the smokes from deep in CT spawn over towards Banana and give your two teammates that play on that side of the map to actually a bit more time and save them a smoke as the round began. You still can do that, but you have to go a little bit more committed to the right-hand side of CT spawn to get a smoke at the top of Banana. It's not as effective as it used to be.
I'm just checking out right now. They're in warm-up, so there's no team damage on, but they're trying to spray through and spot the lines where you can't actually spray that half wall in Banana. Gambit's in there right now. Doji was sitting behind and saying where he was being hit and where the bullets were landing on the wall. So they're already flirting with that idea. I like that Banana's open. I also enjoy it, although it seemed to be an intentional idea at first. The width of the entry point from top Banana inside of the B site used to take more than one smoke to cover the entire thing.
Yeah, it got slightly adjusted.
Yeah, and it needed to. I think that was a little bit OP to have to put down that much utility when you could bait it out already with the additional time that was put on the clock over a year ago, I think, at this point. But yeah, it's important that you can cover that with one smoke.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, map 2 of this best of 3. It's currently 1-0 in favour of the Danish side. North, Gambit trying to fight back on their map pick here, Inferno. It's a map we don't see very often, and he's played twice in a big tournament so far. This will be the third time. So, we'll have a look at the buy. 4 sets of armour, and it's going to be Zeus with 1 smoke and a flashbang as well. Just a note, Mo has got himself a P250 as well. I'm assuming Zeus dropped that for him. So he'll probably be the point man here going into it, and some aggression there. KGB trying to look towards second mid. Doesn't find anything, but he spots a couple of players to kick things off.
Starts well. Vermo gets aggressive toward the top of alt middle, but they take over apartments. No indication of where they're going to go.
Just to note as well, MSL's by himself a banana. So he's going aggressive here, using that range of the USP just to get the information, then he'll fall back.
It used to be very common. We'd see this when there was a smoke deployed from A. You could easily get away with it. You can't so much anymore. Now he spots it. This calls for rotation. Magisk, closest one to the arch side, has to be already aggressive on that rotation. He slows up slightly towards CT as MSL's not spotted anything further, but all 5 players from Gambit, they're inside a banana. And they'll start their charge. Flash over. MSL partly blind. It has to go in behind the coffins. And as he does so, Magisk tries to cover through a smoke that's put out on CT. So that goes toward the chapel. Former construction position. Good play from MSL. Holds off and takes down Mo. But bomb planted, former default, where the grill used to be. MSL spots one more crossing over. Hobbit gets to the corner. Not tagged up. More than 15 HP. So MSL, insignificant damage. Has to start going back in. 12 bullets as he gets the reload in time, but look at his teammates. He gets 1 kill, he's got another, and they take down Hobbit in the back lines. No one there. All 5 stay up on a retake on B site.
Yeah, beautiful CS there. Great teamwork. Emerson not giving too much away. He's at the car at the start, doesn't overcommit, doesn't give the frag away. He falls back to the coffin's position, gets 1 kill, stays alive, waits for the rotations to come in from his teammates, keeps applying pressure as well. Yes, the bomb goes down, but they keep 5 players alive there, striking in together. Not really much that the T's could do about it. It's very difficult to hold the B site if you have no utility whatsoever. They had 1 smoke, they used that to get into the bomb site, but MSL, he found his 1 frag, and AZ seems to be turning up as well. So 1-0, and no force buy, of course, from Gambit. In this round, they'll be bringing up AKs in the 3rd, and you can see that's why it's quite a rifle-centric buy from North going into this one, preparing for the AKs in the 3rd as well, and they have UMPs, so they're not getting the lesser SMGs like the MP7s or MP9s or anything like that. They want to make sure they're ready for the AKs coming up next. So this is a chance for Gambit to try and get a couple of kills. If they can get the bomb down, that'd be amazing for them right now, but just a couple of kills here or there, just to dent the economy of North, that would be enough as well.
So MSL same position. AZ a little bit closer onto CT this time already.
Yeah.
MSL does spot another shoulder, but doesn't stay aggressive, at least yet. Take that back though, because now he wants to start to push up the corner.
He's done enough now. He's done a bit of damage. He knows they're away, probably there by himself, so AZ gets called in as well. They set up a crossfire at this point. The bomb will be towards T-steps and config. He finds a nice little shot there towards Dozier. The UMP just taking down his unarmored players for now. A lot of damage inflicted. A drain down to 28-10 for Hobbit.
Zeus will go left side, former cart position. You have to boost there now to see about the smokes. Remember that, we saw it from Fnatic. MSL knows he's there, swings into the site, comes back out, spots Hobbit, straightforward. Pistol's not amounting to much. Config was tagged to 37 at the top of middle, but he already achieved 1 kill and funneled them back over toward Banana.
You can see the minimap right now. Very defensive over in the CTs. Don't want to give a single frag away. Perfect time to drop that smoke as well. 30 seconds remaining. The T's are just going to have to wait for this to dissipate, then run through the game. They have no chance of really doing anything with it. They want to make sure they die here as well. I know that sounds a little bit silly, but if you die after the timer expires, and it means you get no money at the next round where they're getting the AKs out. So they just want to push through now, see if they can find 1 kill. Not meant to be, I don't think. MSL, he finishes off with a 4-man, and they keep all 5 players alive now, so that's actually perfect for North. But like we said, AKs coming out now from Gambit. This is where things start to get interesting. The thing is, they only can really get AK's head armor and no grenades. That's why Zeus, he's actually gone down to just a Tech 9 here to make sure they at least have 1 smoke to work with here on the T side. So many heavy choke points. When you go into rifles as well, this would be a real rough round for them with such lack of utility. They have to rely very heavily on their superstar players here with the 4 AKs.
Zeus nade top mid, no one crossing close. They're all back behind A, wrapping around with Cajun going toward apartments. Poor chicken.
The crowd unhappy with that.
I'm not happy with that. Unless they want to give me fresh meat tonight for dinner, I'm fine with it then. Keep in mind as well, one of the interesting things about this new apartment position, as we see them get pushing up, you just saw a hint of it to Dozier's right. The open window, or rather, I guess archways as they are, they're not even windows, but the openness of that apartment position, you can flash, pop flash into pit very effectively. And Dozier, I think, just threw it, or did that come over top? I'm not sure. But it's possible to do. And Cajun, even though he's looking away, it pops directly above where he's looking. So you can still fully blind up Cajun at this point, too.
All the utility has been used by Gambit at this point. You can see MSL just doing a perfect job once again, smoking down just as they wanted to rotate back towards Banana. They have 1 flashbang remaining now on the T side, and they haven't really got any map control. They haven't got anywhere towards Banana. They haven't pushed up middle. They smoked off the left-hand side, but the CDs didn't react at all. They're actually playing a very defensive game. 1 in the bomb site, 2 in the pit. AZ watching at the very back of Arch as well. So nothing really gained so far for Gambit. They're going to have to maybe just walk walk into the B side. I think Zeus is going to try and find a frag there and just pull a rotation, but he doesn't even commit. They have to just walk up middle into the crossfires in this pit position with 30 seconds remaining.
And AZ's already rotated. He's at CT. He can hold off Arch and Library. Magisk. That new wall, the lack of their favorite call, the tall statue, which they called something phallic. No longer there, but he's got a hole inside of it. He's got the first shot towards a Dren. Spots back out, takes Doji coming down through. Lack of flash, lack of nades, no chance. As the crossfire's established, Mo trying to do what he can with an AK, but nothing to find, and Config gets yet another inside of the site.
That's just perfect from North. MSL's doing such a fantastic job on that solo anchor position in the B side.
22 foods, you're eating the wrong way.
Just as they wanted to come back towards B, they have to walk up middle at that point. And yes, they get a bit of map control. They get towards that quad position, but at that point they've got no nades, they've got no molotovs. They have to walk into the crossfires. Mages flashes perfectly, takes one down, takes the aggro. His teammates on the bomb side as well. They've got a player in balcony. There's nothing you can do there. You need to have the smoke grenades and these molotovs to even get the CTs to face you. Otherwise, you're fully committing with 10 seconds remaining. You just don't have enough time to work the map and find the pits. 3-0 now in favor of North, and in terms of the buy, it looks like a forced buy. Okay, partial, leaving this off about $1,000. They will be at 4 state loss medals next round.
Yeah, maximum loss bonus for them, so they can afford to do this. 3,400 plus bomb plants if they can get that. Has to be.
Well, it'll be 4 state after this one, but yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry, math is hard.
We'll get you there.
The $800 would make it 38. Leave me alone. Magisk inside of the site's going to peek back around, spots it up. This bait's in the crossfire, but he goes down early. Thankfully, Config's already rotated because Cajun's now down inside of the pit, but no bomb plant. So you are right. It is going to be only the 4th round, but they'll still be able to buy up into it.
Yeah.
Light of an AWP.
So that's fine. They kept themselves about $1,000 at that point. So getting 2,900 on top of that means they can get the AKs, but that lack of utility. I think they do get smokes this time. Having a look at it coming. So yeah, they have 3 smokes, which is a lot better. Pretty simple round though for North. It's starting off very well for them. After picking that first map, Nuke in quite convincing fashion. Yes, the scoreline was close, but they did win the first half on the T side 11-4. It was a decent comeback from Gambit, but there was never a doubt in my mind that North weren't going to pick it up. And here we go. A change of setup. They're actually going aggressive towards B. They wanted to push through that and actually go for the first pick there. AZ takes a lot of damage, running through the flames and an HE as well. So Gambit ready for that setup. It's been MSL by himself towards that side of the map, so they're trying to adjust themselves slightly there. Take a lot of damage for it, and AZ is getting ready to flash over MSL. He's waiting for that smoke to dissipate. I think as soon as that smoke goes down, the flash comes in. MSL will go for the face here, but he's taking damage. The flash needs to come now, AZ. Here it comes. Can MSL find the frags? There's the flashbang. Gets one. Looking for the second as well, but he can't do it. Does the damage. Takes Hobbit down to 7 HP, but the frag is returned quickly.
Massive damage. Mo tries to utilize the smoke at top of middle to cover off Config. It does force him on the rotation because the single kill on B. And AZ on 44, they don't want to leave him there alone. Hobbit goes back for the bomb. That brings time for rotations back his direction as well. He's going to throw that to Mo. Once Hobbit's planted all of this. Low on HP, perhaps he becomes part of the fake if they go toward B. AZ still top mid. He wants to top banana. He wants to peek it back. Molotov will hold him off, and he finds the kill on Mo immediately. That takes plans away. Hobbit was absolutely rotating over to A low HP, so he could sell himself and allow them in, but AZ getting that kill is going to funnel them all over toward A instead.
And they've got 2 players on either side of the map right now. The crossfires continue here. KGB spots 2 towards the quad. He's using the flashbang to this stage. He's got a player on the bomb side as well, just trying to take the aggro away for his teammate Magisk.
Inside of the site, he'll just wait for them to walk in, bait them toward Cajun. Even if he does go down, doesn't need to. Cajun covers off apartment, slips out, finds Doji at 5-0 now for North.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this from North. This is this textbook Inferno play. Nothing changed too much in terms of the actual setups and the mentality to find those first picks. But MSL behind that car position, flashed over. It goes 1 for 1, and AZ knows he has to recover, get some information there, gets 1 kill, drops the incendiary, denies him actually chasing after him, funnels him back towards middle. That crossfire once again prevails.
So thus far, without AWPs coming in play from North, they're playing very passive on B, but it seems the openness of Pit combined with the new vision created inside of the site itself, the crossfires, oh, that's close, are extremely powerful, and they will get him. Hobbit goes through the smoke to catch off MSL, so good start. This will be fast onto B. But we're not seeing them yet push up toward front mid to try and get the shutdown at T-stairs, and we're not seeing anyone play Boiler yet. We'll see if that changes based on how the pace is created by Gambit. Speaking of pace, it's still very fast with the pistols in toward B. Good shot from Hobbit as he picks up an M4. Problem is, Doji is just picking up the bomb at the bottom of T-stairs now. Does he fancy his chances going toward A? He's going to try and go toward B with his teammate there because he thinks it's best bet, but that also means rotation's already in play. Hobbit, smart to Chapel, is going to take down Cajun immediately on rotation. This now definitely means bomb plant's in, but he's still going to cross over. Hobbit's not watching it. Magisk has a chance to shut down the bomb right now and does exactly that. Hobbit needs to repeat. Can't do it. Magisk gets both.
just when it seemed like they had a huge advantage there. The problem is the bomb's down for so long in T-spawn. Doja, like he said, he could have gone all the way towards A. They didn't have the information at that point as to where the remaining CTs were. It's pretty much safe to say they're rotating towards B, but he wasn't sure. His teammate had control of the A site there. And at that point, he comes in, he has to cross over to the side. He didn't have the nades to actually deny the vision of Magus in CD spawn there. Hobbit did a great shot there. That was the moment there. As soon as he finds that kill, they have to challenge him, and Hobbit can't find the shot. 6-0 now, but they have managed to get a full buy here with the AWP on the T side.
Again, they'll go in behind the sandbags at the top of Banana. This time it was found by MSL. Hobbit last time jumped through. So he makes amends for that, but Doja's gone very quickly toward Apartments. He's got 2 kills. He already started it off by finding Cajun B. He's been playing passive in the pit. This time they go aggressive. It costs them. The crossfire's not established. And nobody in trade position allows Adren to find yet another kill and leave AZ on a full flank rotation. Has to go down from it, and he's going to work from top mid. Bomb will be planted within the next 8 seconds. Hobbit's just getting outside of Apartments now, but doesn't even need to be Gambit. Mo on the op finally gets something rolling. Their first round and 3 alive on a reset.
Yeah, that's good news for them. They have to reinvest in the grenades, of course, with 3 players saving alive. Should be able to, they have enough money going forward if they lose this round. So it was actually Config on the AW. I noticed this yesterday against Optic. He seems to be the main AWP on the CT side of this map, which is obviously a bit of an adjustment. We're normally used to seeing Cajun, but we'll see what happens going forward. It's going to be 5 M4s. The money a little bit weaker than they would like, but Mo focusing towards middle here. Not going to have the challenge just yet. The grenades come in once again. Zeus for the brunt of it in the previous round. He goes down to 58 HP once again. I've described this in the pre-game. Those grenades on the CD side can be very powerful.
Just to note, we talked about the lack of ability, or I guess, as you used to be able to smoke bottom of Banana from the A side as a CT player on this map. You can't do it anymore. Config stayed in spawn, went almost to Chapel to smoke it, so that MSL and AZ do still have a smoke. So same effect, but it leaves him further from A.
It's a quite heavy commitment from him, and it can't go as deep. It can go to the top, it can't go to the bottom anymore. So yes, you can do it, but it's just not as effective as it used to be.
And we see the effects of that because they immediately walked around and started to take over tree where the log position used to be. So AZ and MSL will redress at least one smoke. AZ still has his to work with, as well as a Molotov. 57 seconds could be a factor. Zeus, you mentioned it with Navi. He was a very slow player on this map.
Yeah.
But they're going to leave it to the op for Mo to open this up.
This was classic Navi style. Guardian, we'd be working with the AWP, trying to find this opening pick. They'd really wait for it as well, see if he could find anything. This boost is always very good. MSL can look above the smoke here, but it is a pre-fire for the terrorists. It'd be a blunder if they didn't check this.
Boost is known, but MSL shoots straight down. They don't check it at all. He's able to rotate back through Chapel, can try and hold off from the back lines, get toward AZ, but smokes off on both those positions. And they are inside of this tight gap instead. Smoke, though, and that's MSL's invitation. Gets one headshot lineup. Hobbit finds it in return. But he needs to get above and inside of the site. Orange lines indicate exactly where to plant. They make that extremely easy these days. This Magisk starts to inch ever closer. He's going to get aggressive. He wants to just fight his way in. 1 versus 2, goes for a smoke defuse on it, and Hobbit's still there.
It was actually looking very promising for North at that point. As soon as MSL took down the AWP, I thought he was going to wait, and there was like 15 seconds left on the clock. He gets back in towards Ruins. This makes things uncomfortable with the terrorists, but he faces it once again, and his teammate goes down on the other side of the map. And Gambit do find 2 rounds in a row here, and I think they've broken the money down of North. 6-2, and Desert Eagles and USPs is all North have to work with here. Certainly the Danes are known to be very good with the Desert Eagles, but up against this sort of buy, I'm not so sure it's going to be working out for them. Molotov towards top of Banana to stop the CDs pushing down. This will be a default. Gambit know the money's going to be low.
So 3 players at said top of Banana to start it off as well. Cajun, balcony of B, wants to set to bait in Magisk or vice versa. But Bomb will slow up, as you say, with default for Gambit. They know the situation to try and get these picks early on and figure out exactly what antics North have up their sleeve. They've tagged MSL to 11 as well. But now Doja starts to lead off for information on the other side of the map.
Yeah, at this point, they've worked out just default pistols and a couple of deagles here. Stick together, get that mid control, which they're aiming for first here. Check every angle, use the smokes if you have to at this point, but once you've got boiler control, and he made around one, Archers were obviously a very long-range position. You need to clear out garbage here.
Nice shot. Timing was everything on that config, just slipping in. Smoke off. They have library. They'll know there's going to be a rotation still from B. They've got one of the 2 players down inside of A. They haven't spotted Magisk yet. He's going to wait this at Graveyard and try and surprise them, catch them off. He can't be spotted from inside of that position where Hobbit was going, top of balcony, inside a pit. The new opening in that doorway makes it much easier. AZ tries to do what he can with the deagle, which is absolutely nothing. Gambit, they find their 3rd in a row.
I wouldn't mind it right now if they get the AWP back out on maybe config. They're not going to do it and actually send him towards banana. That seems to be a heavy choke point at the start of the map for Gambit. They're trying to get that control, push the CDs back, they're going aggressive. Maybe that would be the adjustment, but they can't quite afford it for now. You can see they get 5 M4s, but no kits here. That can be a bit of a problem, of course. And 5 M4 A4s across the board here. One incendiary to work with. And once again, Hobbit molotoving towards top of banana, denying any sort of aggression from the CTs.
Smoke down to hold MSL this time. Magisk and Config going for a more standard setup off the start of it. Magisk at Diggity and Config over toward, yes, you're welcome, Chad, at Arch, just at the crossfire for top mid. But they back off together. They'll set for a passive crossfire, as they have done multiple times inside of the site. Magisk and Config together on A with crossfires. It's about the last place in the world I want to walk into.
See, it's that defensive hold once again. No one challenging towards top and middle at all. Config patrolling towards Arch and Magisk and Cajun once again using that bomb site and the pit itself to allow them to have that insane crossfire. But Magisk wants to hunt for a fragger. They're lacking a bit of intel here, so he'll be baited in. Could be flashed around the corner and does face towards Boiler. Takes down Dosia. Takes a lot of damage, but he will be falling back here.
Config waits as well inside of Cubby. But a boost above smoke. This is what we talked about, the lack of cart. They have to see inside of the site. Now this is how they do it. And smartly they do it in the corner. Yesterday, Fnatic tried at the spot toward Coffins, and it left them very open. By going in the corner, it protects the player boosting, and Hobbit can control the peak, just spotting in and out with his shoulder. No more gap at new box. So you can't spot the headshot in that position. Hobbit tries to wrap around, makes it by. And MSL picks up his teammate Zeus before, or rather, excuse me, right after he gets AZ, but now he's stuck at New Box, has to smoke himself back in toward Oranges too. He's completely surrounded. Mo's taking down the first line of rotation as well. Config falls, and Hobbit gets the kill. They follow it up. And another round, 4 in a row now for Gambit.
It's quite nice from Gambit overall. You can see they've got a solid game plan here, again, that so methodical stance, getting their apartments control, middle as well, pushing the CTs back. Mages found 1 kill, but then at that point, actually fell all the way back, walked into B. And it was quite an interesting setup North had there, boosting on top of Old Oranges and towards New Box as well. The player jumps towards CD spawn, goes down, but just gets enough information for his teammates, especially Mo, to start finding the frags here. And it's going to be another eco for North. Desert Eagle CZ's 1 HE grenade, no particular stack coming in. There are 3 players towards B, and it's MSL to try and find the first 1 DK here. Going to be a very difficult shot, but you know what? No problem at all. Takes down the AWP as well. Crazy.
That's about as good as it gets.
Yep.
Take down the op with a T-goal, get away for free, and...
That's the problem with holding that angle as an AWPer. It's just a pre-fire for the CTs, right? It's not necessarily crazy aim. It's like you just know the angle.
And here we go. MSL now has 2 on his deagle. He's backing out of Arch as well. This will pull AZ over towards front library. He stays inside the site. He thinks better of it. But MSL's being dynamic. Gets the kill on B. Knows that likely they're going to start to probe out A. And immediately gets a kill there. Goes back to B where they arrive. But he's low on HP at this point. So as effective, this might be rendered to trades at best. And that trade would come off with Config, who's going to peek together. They're both side by side. MSL's got 3. It's exactly that. Trades out on Config. And they're going to push around, but they don't want to overcommit. It's only Adren and Doja remaining. So if they overcommit, they go down. It's as simple as that. New Box, Doja, Adren, Coffins. He's got them open. He wants to try and place someone inside of them. He's going to have to use all 4 of the Coffins in that position. Nade lobbed in, takes MSL. Smart play, turns around. There's Magisk as well. He's got a chance. No guns picked up, no armor, and no kits. But he's got to find the angles behind Statue. They tag him up. He's low, and down he goes. It's MSL that starts it. Cajun that'll close it.
MSL with 3 kills. A fantastic shot towards T-steps. He gets 3 in total, and then that's just really creative play from North there. Using the T-smoke, they actually threw towards CD spawn against him. He boosts up and manages to find the frag towards New Box. Here's the replay right now. As I said, a pre-fire. He steps out, nails that first shot, and he does really good work here. Going back towards middle, then back towards B. Just funneling where he wants them to go. And like you said, a decent trade at this position as well. Teammates goes down. He finds the frag at North. Find round number 7 there with 2 Deagles and default pistols. Pretty cool stuff on them. A double AWP setup though on the T side of Inferno. That's a strange call in my opinion, but we'll see whether that works out for them. We haven't seen a lot of this map. Maybe it's very viable. We'll see whether they can actually deploy much. It was quite rare to see an AWP on the T side of Old Inferno, really. Only some specialists could do it. Double AWP was very rare indeed.
It's true. A lot of teams used to like to run 5 rifles on Inferno on the T side religiously. Molotov down. That's the second one deployed in Banana. Another one close. Oh, they pushed through. Oh, Hobbit gets out of the tree and steps into the flames. Doesn't get out of it as well as he tries to get to the cubby, and he goes down before they walk into his crosshair. He was hoping they were going to get aggressive. Instead, they'll go for a boost on the new half wall, which you could not formerly do. They backed off Banana early. They're going to boost up MSL on the flower pots at CT connector, and AZ goes inside of the site. So passive cross, but it's over toward the A side. Arch in specific, that Adren is going to start to head, and Config, he's just given up that position to help support Magisk inside of the site.
Yeah, well, he's actually left Arch open here. If he goes to the face at this point, could be very detrimental towards him. Made this with a lot of pressure from Apartments as well.
Config's got to get inside the site to protect his back from wraparound potential, which is now coming in. He's gone down already. Magisk, they know exactly where he is. Oh, mistimed flash, though. Doji can't peek. Doji can't peek on a mistimed flash. If they didn't hit that, they both go in and they traded. He gets 2, and that's all due to a slight miscommunication on Gambit's side. It's now Adren that has to make up for it all, as he's got the bomb planted. AWP inside of the site. Kenny-esque, as it used to be on this site. Post-plant, ops staying in close quarters. They're going to go together. Timing on. Adren nails the first shot. A chance to reset his aim as well, as AZ still trying to push up from Diggity, and Adren's going to sit back. Scoped in already and hits both. Makes up for the big misplay and gets them the 5th round.
Looked like Magisk had done enough there, but the 2 versus 1. Adren looking very calm there and using the AWP in a fantastic fashion. 4 frags in total. That first one he gets as MSL's trying to bait out the shot for AZ to actually take the shot. That was actually very important.
And Magisk gets a gift, but this is lovely. That shot doesn't hit that, he's done.
Yeah, that was the refrag all day long. And AZ, he doesn't really have any utility. He has to just walk in and hope for the best. Adren faces him at the perfect time. And we have a technical pause at this point from North. In terms of the buy, they could do what they wanted to. 2 players on 5K, 3 on 2,000. So it's not really worth it at this stage. It's a TeamSpeak issue from what I can see. North still out the lead there, but Adren, he's been the poster boy for Gambit in recent months. Had a fantastic major and seems to be continuing that form. That was a lot of big question mark above his head going into this one. Could he replicate that form from the major and bring it to here, Dreamhack Masters? And he certainly has been delivering so far. The unpause comes in. Just a quick technical issue there, and it looks like an eco for North. Back to the single AWP setup. More traditional on the T side here. Adren throws it back over to Mo, who, of course, is the main AWPer. 5 rounds obtained so far. And, okay, the buy does come in. I thought they would be eco in this. They're going to have 2 rifles, a UMP, a 5.7 and a Deagle. To be fair, the Deagles won the round single-handedly before. There's the HE grenades going in. Doesn't do as much damage as before, but MSL wants to get that boost going once again.
And they make it work perfectly. Mo walks out, take it down immediately. Teams need to start considering that as a very real possibility. It's Hobbit that will go back over to where his teammate perished and try and line up with the op that Mo dropped. Potentially throw the same nades from said position. Check the sandbags quickly, spray through barrels. Molotov extinguished by AZ and a flash through. Aggressive from the CTs.
Yeah, well, they have to make something happen here. They get that boost in. It is very effective. That same smoke, you talked about that config throws with them. It allows them to be boosted up. It's not a one-way, but it certainly creates a veil. He gets the first pick, and now they have the 5-on-4, and a difficult round for them as well. Dosia on the other side of the map trying to show presence towards Apartment, see if he can pull a rotation over. But for now, 2 players still in towards that banana position. That's AZ and MSL.
And MSL, New Fountain, is going to sit and let them walk in. Headshot. Potentially, it's got. I mean, he got 3 last time on the Deagle. One of them was a headshot to start it off. Doesn't land it. Hobbit's there with the AWP, but he gets taken down immediately after by AZ, who flashes into the corner to buy himself some space. Remember, you can spray through that stained glass with no problem, with ease. He's going to try and do it. Can't quite line up anyone on the other side, so bomb gets planted, former default. And Adren will hold top banana with smoke off to his left. Needs to hit the shot, though. Magisk winning that duel. It's all down to Zeus. He was big in the last game. He's tagged already to 16. No chance. Config gets it. North get 8.
Really nice stuff. This attack team combo of AZ and MSL at the B side has been so impressive so far. So dynamic. They're changing their kind of roles up every single time. A nice hybrid of passive and then these creative boosts coming in as well. That's to open things up. The smoke comes down. They find the actual first pick at the tree area because Gambit didn't see it coming at all. And that's what they needed to find at the start of the round. Limited by only a couple of M4s and pistols as well. They get the pick. They fall back, establish the crossfires, and AZ is doing a good job. He gets 1 kill, waits for his teammates to rotate in. As chucks a flash in, just make sure he stays alive. And as his teammates kept rotating for Banana as well. Really nice pincer onto the bomb site. And now economic pressure going towards Gambit. They have 3 rifles but 2 pistols as well. Smoke's coming in. That's the smoke we've been talking about towards that car position. MSL will be using it to go a little bit more aggressive this time.
And Config rotates back over toward Arch. So Gambit seem to be struggling most at getting banana control and not really figuring out the subtle nuances that the counter-terrorists now have. The boost at the half wall, which could see through that smoke if they elect to use it. The spray downs and the aggression that AZ continues to put onto them. It does it again. It's a Molotov that burns them alive. The stacked Molotovs inside of Banana.
It makes a path of fire, and you have to think, do I just fall back to T-spawn or I push through? And the first one drops that, so you think, oh, I'm going to commit, I'm going to try and get the pick here. But the second one lands just after it, and you're just completely done for at that point. 2 burn alive. That's perfect from North.
It's extremely clever. And this is, again, the problem at Banana. They're just getting outthought, outplayed. AZ fitting in very well to the role. Back on North, playing with MSL, the in-game leader, who leads the way on 14 kills, by the way.
I think we do have a player at the sandbag. No, we don't. Okay, the CTs have fallen back all the way in, and they've got the first 2 kills. That's all they have to do. Dosia, once again, lurking towards middle, but it's very difficult to do anything with the Galil here.
If he hits the shot on Config, though, forget the other 2 in A. He'll wrap through CT. And that has to be the goal. Walks out, doesn't even consider Config to be in that position, so forget that approach. They're going to walk inside of the B site together. Just 2 remaining, and a Dren traded by AZ at Emo. Flash out to try and get some vision away from Mo, and it works to some extent. Not sure how blinded he was, but it doesn't matter. 9-5, North on Gambit's curve. Their joker in the map pick.
Yeah, B is so strong for North right now. MSL and AZ doing such a fantastic job there. And nice little set B, stuff he said. The first Molotov goes down to force a T to commit to try and get the banana control. Then the second one comes a few seconds after. And at that point, there's so much fire to run through. 2 players burn alive. That's so rare. And we go into the 15th round. Tech9's 1 Galil, and they're changing things up. They're going aggressive. This is when you know they've got low money. Change things up. Get the first pick as well. Stay for a little bit longer. And they're going to be mowing them down. Config and MSL doing a fantastic job here. Hobbit does reply, but it looks like the round is over.
And first time we've seen any aggression in mid from the CTs. They do it against an Eco. They don't even give them a chance to set up, and Magist will close out the rounds. Config 15 kills. MSL the same. Everyone fragging very well for North, and 10-5 start CT side. Now again, it is a new map. We don't know 100% what to read into it. I won't rule out the possibility of a comeback, but Gambit struggled so much for banana control, and North, knowing how to close that down, will know what to expect.
Indeed, that was really exciting to watch. Actually, very interesting to see that North can actually have those different setups, and like we saw that they have that aggressive one in the bank as well. Just when you know, in the old Inferno, NIP used to do that a lot as well, especially when you knew they're going to be down to just pistols. They would do that just to kind of send a message out to shut down any sort of eco execution you had in mind, find those kills straight away, and it's a great way to finish off a half as well. It's like scoring a goal in football just before half-time, right? You set a really aggressive, clean sweep round, and they just can't do anything. They're shut out of it, and go 10-5, double figures. I think that's a really good scoreline for North.
Gambit looking a little sleepy, perhaps. Doja, waiting to get back into this. We're going to get underway any second. That's a great... these stats, I think, paint very vibrant pictures because you think about momentum. 2-5 for Pistols versus North's 8-3.
Gambit did pick up the pistol in the first half of this map. Yeah, so he went on a 6-0 win streak as well. We'll have a look at the buy for North on the T side here. 4 sets of armor. AZ, he's a utility player. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. No upgraded pistols for the T side. And it's going to be 4 sets of armor and a diffuse kit on the CT side here as well. A little bit aggressive there from Hobbit towards the end of Apartments. Major's looking to hunt him down here. Hobbit has the advantage, but has to fall back as he misses the first shot.
Yeah, jump baited out. Falls back. Flash comes through. They just nail him. He's down already, but it's Zeus in the sight. Next line of defense. Wrapping around, dropping bomb. Smart plays. He stays in cover, walks back out. Down goes AZ. And if they were 2-5 in pistols, they might improve that with a third right now, or will they? What a shot, Config! Wow. As Mo just gets ripped apart. He's got it down to a 1 versus 2. Spots the first player front library, but Doja not going to get aggressive on the peak. We'll take him down when he does pop back out.
Very fast push there in the Apartments on the T side. And it's Zeus to save the day. He's on the bomb site. Running out of bullets there. Hits some nice little one shots with the USP. 3 in total. And Config gave it a good go there with the Glock. This shot coming up was pretty nuts. That one to take down Mo. Lovely stuff. But there it is. Gambit pull around back. And it will be the force buy. No bomb planted for North, so Tech9's P50s. Nice little run boost there.
Styling, Doja. Yeah. Styling.
It works.
Is he scripting? Admin, I think he's scripting. Cajun will wait with Tech9. Spots inside of Banana. I think you may have seen Doja behind the barrels. I didn't quite catch, but either way, it's the guns getting aggressive. 4 UMPs.
Well then, in terms of the options here for North, Tech9's PT50, they have a couple of smokes here, so If you want to go towards Banana, he's smoking off towards CD spawn and the coffins area, flashing over, running in one by one. Or up towards middle and trying to smoke off left-hand side of mid and maybe in front of the pits, and hopefully overwhelm with the running gun potential of those Tech 9s. So plenty of time to work with here, bleeding out the CTs of any utility they may have. That's an incendiary dropped towards the bottom of Banana, and this is looked like the first tactic I speculated with. Smoke the coffins, smoke CD spawn, flash over, and here come the smokes right now. Dosia will be smoked out. He can jump on top of the coffins though if he wants to and have vision still.
Now a slightly better angle leaves him vulnerable. The coffins with rockets inside of them. That's how I want to be buried, Henry. Put a rocket in my coffin. Dosia popping back up does get damage into allow Mo to collect the shot on MSL. The Dren now forced off on Orange's one is going to get pinched in by AZ as they wrap around him. Just toward New Box. That smoke still on CT. Is going to allow them to plant the bomb. He's got a UMP upgrades as he runs back forward as well. Tech 9 with AZ will drop off of back emo box because it gives him vision, but the flash through gives him kills. Perhaps 2, not quite. Most sprays back, holds true, 3 versus 3, but they're buying time on this hold in the post plant. Spotted up his config. They can't get the kill. He goes back into the corner. He doesn't need to repeat this. That forces them to have to go aggressive. But Hobbit's going to elect otherwise because they know at least one's in Banana, not necessarily 2. They can potentially get on top of it. 4 HP for Mo. Forget it. North, they should be able to pick up this round now as Mo. He's got a kit, but he's got to get the kills immediately.
Nice.
Config is toying with them.
Yeah, that's the win right there.
Round over. That is amazing from Config.
Yeah, really well done. So disciplined. He knew exactly what he had to do to win that round. That was the last protocol for the CT. Fake defuse. He knows what Config is. He shoulder peeked at the perfect time. Baits out a shot. Survives. Round done. And that's a very simple execution there from North. Gambit can't hold it off, as we said. Smoke towards the coffins and towards CT spawn as well. When they were in Dignitas, they were known for actually going into bomb sites before the smokes bloom. They did that again. They're running in, baiting the CTs to maybe fall back a little bit there, and it buys them a bit more time when the smokes actually do land. With the retakes, it'll be very difficult for the CTs when they come back in. Forced by in return, though. Gambit coming to max 7s, Deagles and CZs, trying to replicate some MSL glory here. It's going to be Adren with that Desert Eagle toward Banana. Takes the face, doesn't pull the trigger just yet.
He may have got a headshot on that because it was 2 side by side. It was easy picking. It's Cajun that cops the nade onto 50. He'll back slightly and hold true as they get set for a take on B. Smokes go a little bit deep for Dosia. He's going to move anyway. Elect to go toward Emo, perhaps bait them in a Dren. Trying to do so, and Mo, shotgun, gets aggressive, goes right through the smoke and backs away. Fades before they can find him. He gets 1 kill as well, but it's the other 2 inside of the site that fall. That creates the bigger problem because now the bomb will easily go down from Cajun. And Mo's on 13 with the shotgun, is already saving because they have to. They can't afford the next round. Watch out, Hobbit. Wants to try and get extra kills, but Magisk was partly waiting for them.
Very cheeky from Mages. Takes down another scalp of Gambit now, so they'll be saving a max 7 in the CZ. It's not an ideal situation. It's not really like it's going to be too influential to the next round. They should be on full eco. And they won the pistol here. It's a great Tech 9 round, and Mages is ruthless right now. Wants to hunt down every last man here for Gambit, and it's going to be Mo. 13 HP, just quivering in the pit here, hoping to stay alive with that max 7. And I would say at this point, maybe not worth hunting him down if they actually managed to secure the round. One player saving a weapon, and it's a max 7 as well. It's not going to be a huge deal. So that's fine. 4 players survive. North looking very good right now. Favouring towards that B position, pretty much exactly what we saw in the second round. Same smokes, flashbangs in, and managing to trade frags effectively.
So doubling up 12 rounds for North over the 6 of Gambit. And the shotgun for Mo with the armor he saves is the only thing left available to them in this round. He picks up a smoke and a flash as well.
At this point, North know the money's going to be very low. No one needs to overcommit. Just treat this like a full default. Gain some map control. B's normally the first, or I should say Banana's normally the first protocol here. Adren trying to do what he can with the Deagle. Molotov that at advantageous position. Still full back, so now North can get that. Once you have this position, then you can go back towards middle, do the same treatment there. Let's take everything away from the CTs. Any choke point, their control over that stage. So there you see, Config and MSL will be holding Banana. AZ, Magisk, and Cajun holding middle for now. Seeing as the reaction, now the CTs have lost that part of the map.
Ooh, Dosia pushing Config at the car position already. It's obviously not an automobile anymore, although it looks more functional than the one that used to be there. Just turn those barrels into wheels and roll them down, Banana. Roll them right over top of the terrorists at this approach because MSL is going to wrap around the corner. Walk straight into Dozia's USP. Cajun makes up for it.
Fully blind, Dozia manages to find a frag there, but it is a 3-on-2 and the shotgun has gone down. Just P250s now. And I mean, they make their way towards B. Zeus, he's been so good in this series. Maybe this is a bit much of a tall order as he does go down. Cajun B finds him through the smoke now. This poor old Hobbit. He'll be towards top middle as the bomb's planted. That's round over, so 13-6 will be coming in. There will be money available for the next round, but not a huge amount. Dozier could drop an orb.
Hobbit, by the way, is pushed down mid to get extra. Majisk has been waiting for him.
Well, and this is that bottom position, yeah. Okay, the buy's coming in. I don't think they'll buy the orb. It's going to be a UMP for Zeus. 3 and 4 so far. Dozier has to go down to a Famous here. 1 kit. Hobbit's actually got, okay, just body armor. I thought he wasn't going to get utility instead of the armor, but it's looking very promising now for the Danish side. They've been phenomenal so far. And this is why they wanted to play this map this tournament. You can see they have got a lot of work done so far, and it's a great map to have as a wild card.
Smoke off in front of Mo as they wrap toward Diggity instead of covering off Arch. That's going to leave him rendered useless. He's got to back up and support Hobbit. And they stack up B with a fast play toward A from North. This is a chance to walk into the site, but they've got to bypass Hobbit. Traded, it works. But Mo's there, steps out, and at least catches off Majisk before he burrows into the pit. A much more open pit than it used to be. So we'll see if that starts to change post-plant decisions. Good play from Zeus. Lovely shot from AZ to catch him back inside of the smoke. As he and Cajun now set together, and Cajun's going to wait inside of apartments. Doesn't have vision of the bomb, but he can... Oh, I take it back, he does. I thought it was on the other side of the box for a safe plant, but he's got perfect vision of that bomb from the doorway, so he doesn't even need to peek. He can play this off of AZ alone. Spots one more wrapping around. And he sits back
Molotov
behind
still.
the wall. Molotov to cover it, as you mentioned. Timing is now, but he misses the Molotov. He's got to hit shots, and Adren takes him down. Gambit's going to pick up another round finally.
They do have a kit, but if he gets that Molotov down and he lands on the bomb, round over. And it's still going to be very close. They just about got it.
10-second defuse.
Oh,
what? That's a huge misplay. They had a kit and they decided not to. They thought they had it on 10 seconds. They had it at 7 seconds when the kit was standing beside him, and they thought, no, we've got... That's a huge, huge, huge letdown from Gambit.
Tilt time. You're right. They picked up a kit. I was about to take it back. I said, okay, they do have a kit now. If he gets the Molotov on the bomb, round over. But they do make a huge misplay. You're right. As soon as it's defusing, there was 7 seconds left. The guy with the kit's right next to him. He needed to get off it right there and then. The defuse would have worked out. But it doesn't. Cajun B doesn't even have to work hard for it. The misthrown Molotov actually wins in the round. 2 max 7, 3 M4.
That series done. Calling it. You can't recover from a tilt like that. You're low on money. You forced into this with 2 shotguns. If they pull back from that, hats off to them. That is a letdown.
Yeah, those are the most frustrating kind of rounds to lose as well. You're on a weak buy. You get all the kills required. And you do have the defuse kit as well, but someone's made a miscommunication, and AZ's are continuing his strong form so far. It takes down Zeus in the apartments with so much time to spare as well. The reaction has to come in. It's just not the firepower to do it with right now. 1 player left towards B. They're going to try and push all their chips towards the A side here.
That's just ridiculous. If it's that close, just get off it. There's a kit there, no matter what. Majisk will set and wait for Smoke to go toward the A site. He has bomb beside him in the hands of MSL. And AZ's already in toward Boiler. Mo with the shotgun could catch that off. If he gets in toward the stairwell, it's a good position to be in, but as he gets there, AZ's already pushing up the hallway. He'll burrow in, try and turn around when they walk out from top mid. Knows they're close. Molotov was low and thrown, but they're backing away. He gets at least the information to call that. And Adren hasn't yet left this. Oh, now it's done anyway, even if they want to rotate.
That was really sick, though. Look at that execution. There's a full wall of smokes there. Apartments, and the whole pit is covered as well. 1 player jumps out, focuses on that position in the pit, the tight corner, finds a kill. They already have the man advantage. It's round over. Now they can just use the Molotovs to hold it off. Series point going to be obtained here. Adren's just holding towards Library, and Dozier so far removed.
Did they land the former Liquid Adren, not to confuse you with Gambit Adren, the smoke that lands on Haystack? I didn't see if they threw that.
I saw it from my POV. I didn't see if that smoke landed, but there was 1 in apartments and then 2 in front of the pit, like a complete veil for a player to jump out and just focus on 1 area.
Good shot, Cajun B. 1 to find. It's Adren trying to save the M4 perhaps inside of the library. But this is going to be map and series point for North at 15-6, when it easily could have been money gone from North, and we would have been playing potentially to 13-8. So all but done. Sound cue chimes, map point.
The only good news we can really talk about now, Adren stays alive and saves the M4. He had $5,600 on top of that, so he can drop an AWP. Maximum loss bonus for his team, so they can buy into this. It's not amazing, 2 UMPs for the AWP, glass cannon for Mo. Let's see if he can find some form here in potentially the last round. they go towards B. Smokes and nades go over. UMP the challenge at the start, but North are going to be very wary this round. They don't want to give anything away, just want to work out what kind of weaponry Gambit have, just fill the map out a little bit. Not even going to be going towards Banana to kick things off, and a big nade comes in, takes Cajun down to 43 HP.
Dren desperately spraying through the smoke, backs away, leaves Doji there momentarily, but he'll go the same direction toward the site. Look at the jump up. As MSL and Config work together and get damage toward them, but doesn't really land much. In fact, Cajun B comes out worse on 43 as he takes bomb back down toward T stairs. Wait with banana control. That brings Hobbit over to support his two teammates inside of the B site. They rely on that rotation based on the fact that Zeus plays close to Boiler. Mo, sitting on Diggity as well, is going to watch them to make sure they can't get top mid. If they go behind them, they'll turn. That's fine. It's Magisk that'll be the one alone trying to figure out and solve that riddle. He's got to be careful, no utility. He doesn't walk into his crosshair. But meanwhile, it's Gambit stepping up tall. Adren with two, Hobbit with one, and Zeus with the other. The rotation pays off. It's AZ left alone, and he's got the bomb to walk into his sight. Spots one more jumping across. That's Hobbit, but he's low on HP. And evades in the smoke, wrapping around. AZ's going to get caught by the rotations from B if he's not careful. Excuse me, from A if he's not careful. At this point, he's desperate. Yeah, I'd say it's over.
There's a player in the back as well who should deny the plant. Oh, just about. But yeah, AZ trying to do what he can. He flashes through CT spawn there, tries to catch the players off guard. If he finds 2 or 3 kills there in that sort of situation, even if he doesn't win the round, this could cause some damage. That would be fantastic. But North still with money to buy here. 4 buy comes in, 5 AKs, and a full array of utility as well. The Gambit hold on just about. It's going to be 8 rounds in a row required here on the CT side to take us to overtime. North just need to find 1 to secure a place in the semi-finals.
Oh, waiting for the aggressive op. We didn't see this at all from North. Top mid, that's perhaps why we didn't see it. Cajun just absolutely punishes it.
It's such a difficult angle there. You can only see the head just about. The T's waiting for you to face as well. And Dren, okay, through the smoke towards T steps. Config, he gets caught out.
We say Mo's been struggling to get rolling on the op. A shot like that from Cajun. In the first half, MSL rips him off with a deagle as soon as he pops out with the pre-fire on Banana. Kind of hard when you're just getting wrecked every single time you peek. AZ, meanwhile, is going to drop back down top of alt middle. It's MSL and Cajun waiting at the T stairs. They're not committing yet towards Banana, but Adren, he's alone on that side of the map. If they get this kill, it's still far removed from the site. There's time for the rotation, but it gives them a ton of map control. Good play from Adren. Oh, tag tonight barely gets away.
Yeah, he's got the AK-47, so he's feeling confident there. He's hitting a lot of shots in this series. When you have the AK, the CD side obviously gives you the one-tap potential. Knows he needs to make something happen. He gets the pick. Yes, he takes a lot of damage for it, but he does have the advantage. And Zeus rotating him with the AWP. Quite rare to see him with this weapon, and apparently it's not a problem. Takes down AZ.
Play from Zeus. Oh, better shot, Magisk. Adren down Zeus, tries to time the smoke across. Bomb's going to be planted. Man advantage with Kits on 2. With Kits on 2. Doji, don't you dare touch that bomb. Even though he was the one that wanted to last time. As Magisk will cover off on Banana, spots the rotation from Hobbit, but lovely shot leaves just Cajun B remaining. And he's trying to get aggressive to spot towards CT as the smoke will dissolve. Shoulder bait out, doesn't land it, and Doja hits it. This time you've got time for the 10-second, but please let it get to it. Hobbit's got it.
Well, yeah, Gambit managed to do it. It's going to be Adren with 2 kills there. Left alone towards Banana. Very confident stuff. Not giving in just yet. That first shot through the smoke. Obviously, there's another pre-fire. I discussed that in the first half as well. That's what MSL was doing in pre-firing that with a deagle. A lot of teams will hold that angle and stop the CTs trying to push down, but you can get caught out sometimes with the pre-fires there. So North can take a partial buy here. This is absolutely fine. Their second stage loss bonus. They don't need to force into these rounds. They have still 6 match points ready to go. It's absolutely fine.
So fast pace with pistols toward the apartments. All 5 bust out. Maybe not quite. No, wrap. And split 3 toward the boiler. That will evade Mo's vision. He pops out late to realize they've gone there because he hears them coming out, but it's Hobbit stepping up. 2 for him. Look for the headshot on the 3rd. Gets it, but goes down. Actually, I take that back. You get the assist. Zeus found it, who now has his 2nd. And looking for the 3rd and final. Mo's going to rob him of that, but it doesn't matter. The rounds are more important. 15-9. They're still hanging on.
There it is. The buy comes in once again. North manages to get the full buy. AK-47s, all the grenades required as well. Most on the AWP. And we're starting to see Adren starting to step up here. Hobbit has got 19 kills as well, leading the charge for Gambit. Let's see whether they can somehow get this overtime. Such a tall order, but he's got to take it round by round, and so far Gambit. Now things are stabilized, looking a lot stronger here.
Doja Nade in hand is going to bounce that, so it goes further down toward the open doorway that leads to Banana, rather than the tree itself. Lazy jumps his way inside Boiler. Hobbit will hold off on Apartments at the end of the hallway if they go that direction. He and Magisk, AZ and Magisk working together to try and accomplish that map control. It's AZ they've been putting inside Boiler every single time. And Mo with the line of sight on the op. He's going to get smoked off and tries to fire in. Nade's going to be slightly late as well. That goes behind them. Easy at the doorways, waiting to see if there'll be a pushback from Zeus. Hobbit will stay on the balcony. He's got a bit of vision, but elects to fall away. He wants to get them further committed before anything else can happen. And then Molotov there, flash from Zeus. Double flash, though, comes back the other direction. I think AZ bounced one off that caught him, so he's got to go back inside of the site. That gives up the plan. Config, the only one to take damage in all of this, is going to be changed immediately. Good flank down. Doja pushes. They have the bomb dropped. MSL, he'll get back into Mo inside of the site, but watch Zeus because Config's busy. Bomb's down. Zeus is wrapping in. They've got a lot of work to do to recover the bomb, and Hobbit leaves it as just MSL. Hobbit doubles up on that. So Gambit showing us their CT side is actually not bad. The problem is that mistake has left them so dire because it's still map point. They're playing for overtime.
Dosia pushing Banana at such an opportune moment. They have no idea it's coming. It's AZ that goes down first. Cajun B tries to rectify things, but gets taken down as well. 3 kills in total for Dosia. Maybe North taking a little bit too much time there and allowing that full flank to come in. It will be another eco now, and 15-10. Gambit closing the gap here, trying desperately to take us to overtime. They already lost the first map here, so last chance to loon as we go into round number 26 here. Just P50s, Tech-9s and Deagles. No real grenades to speak of for the T-side here. They will be going for Apartments control, but Hobbit contains him with the Molotov there. And not really much he can do at this point. As Mo can hold back with the AWP, take the first shot, fall back to library. That's all he really has to do there. Decent HE grenade will do a lot of damage. And in fact, it will kill Magisk.
That works. The nade kill landing. Hobbit's accumulating a massive amount of damage. His ADR in the second half has to be massive, but the timing certainly isn't. Daisy walks out. Headshot down to Dren. He'll compensate. Wow. 3 kills for him. Very controlled 3 kills as well, and make it a 4th. Gambit.
He's looking fantastic right now. Getting him in the zone, that's just what they need now. 4 in a row now required. Timeout for North. They've had these huge leads before and have crumbled and not managed to close the game out. Going to overtime now would be devastating for them, considering the lead they had. It's going to be a Dren putting on a bit of a show with the AK-47, just nailing absolutely everything. Very confident indeed with that AK, and having a look at the money for now, it's going to be North. It's around 6k per player, so they can bring the AWP out they want to. I don't think we've seen that on their T side as of yet, so as we said, Config was the AWP on this map from what we saw against Optic. It's only on the CT side, they didn't really necessarily use on the T side too much. Maybe that's the adjustment they need. On the previous map, they went down 5 rounds in a row, Cajun brought out the AWP, and they started winning again. So maybe that's what they're trying to work out right now. How do we find something to work with here? Right now they're looking a little bit flat, going for those defaults, getting shut down by the rotations of the CTs, coming into the backstabs as well. And it's a Dren doing a lot of big work in these tight rounds. Okay, no AWP comes in for North. 5 AKs once again. No default so far, nothing too fast. I mean, that's cool. Just go for a straight up rush here. Try and challenge towards Banana as quickly as you can. Try and beat the CTs there.
We'll see what the plan is with the AKs. Config, Cajun, AZ all heading the traditional way out of spawn, whereas Magisk and MSL take the new back door, the old back door as it used to be fair. And head up alt middle. It's Magisk toward T-side Apartments early enough to watch to see if there's any aggression. There isn't. There hasn't been a lot of it in this game, to be fair, from either side when they're on their CT. AZ again will go toward Boiler. Smoke. Get deployed until top middle just blooms now, but AZ had a Molotov going into his left that allowed him to confidently jump through and know that stairwell wouldn't be occupied, so he's got now into the main hallway. Zeus stays inside sight with Hobbit on balcony, leaving Mo alone arch side to get information and rotate back. It still gives them a decent crossfire. It's not quite as passive as North elected to play on that side of the map earlier on. The interesting thing is, and this is more of an old school tactic, Doja getting ready to face in Banana with the Dren at Coffins likely ready to flash him in. Used to play that at the corner at the top, but now with the new half wall and the opening that exists, you get a little bit deeper down Banana where you can get the flash over.
I think this is the execution we saw before. All the smokes over the pit, try and send one player out quickly out of the apartment area. That will be AZ. He'll be jumping towards the pit, trying to find the kill on towards Hobbit. The same smokes that won in the round previously. That's AZ getting ready for it. As soon as these smokes go in, Flash will come over and he'll try and jump into the pit and see what he can do here.
Oh, so smoke bounces. First one covers off, second one outside. Oh, they doubled it up.
Yeah,
massive gap. They missed it that time. It landed too far to the left. They wanted the one on the hay bales, but it leaves them an opportunity to see out from the pit. And that might be enough for Gambit to capitalize. Hobbit just barely getting north. It's Doja who wraps in from the front. They've got it covered off this time. Smokes in front of the B connection as they walk through, and Doja lining them up inside, takes them down as well. Config falls with 4 seconds left.
Well, they take the pause, they work out what's the strategy here, how are we going to break this final round. They've already shown us that full smoke execution. This time it's a fake of it. So AZ jumps out, but the misthrown smoke gives them a gap to work with. They find out just one player there, and Dosia. The thing is, they only had about 15 seconds remaining at this point. They have to run through the smokes. They're getting flashed as well. Yes, he gets 4 kills, but he didn't have to work too hard for the map. He actually just gets a really easy spray down at that point. But 15-12, and maybe the fast Banana play. I did say this was an option before. Rush Banana, hope for the best. Getting a bit desperate now as Adren finds another kill.
Yep, good position. As soon as Doji goes down, they try and nade it. He's actually moved away from that nade. Watch the position at tree. Remember, you can still get on top of the log pile, and you can still get decent vision over that half wall.
This is when you can see that things are starting to fall apart for North. The tactics aren't coming together. The rushes looking a little bit desperate, and now back towards middle. Still a chance to win this round, but MSL down to 16 HP. Hobbit looks like he's in the perfect position to get in a couple of kills in.
Big. Yeah, Adrenaline big. He's big again. Steps out for 2, but just lovely shot to take him back down. Oh, Mo, missed shot. Gives him a bit to work with because he's got sight. Bomb picked up, immediate plant, and no one fast enough to rotate around to catch him off in doing so. But he's stuck in the sight. AK-47, Mo's op. He just has to hold the angle to let the other 2 wrap in, and as they do, he's going to get closer on pistol. Good read. Molotov forces him out, though, and that's going to be enough. It's going to go to 15-13. Gambit are definitely showing us they're CT-sided on this map.
We were 15-6 at one point.
We were 15-6 after one of the most abysmal missed calls ever, and I thought that was enough to push it over the edge.
Well, I think North right now, that is hoping one of their superstars, they may just config can just find a crazy opening kill and they can just capitalize straight away. They go for the B rush there and just get locked down with the utility usage. We just described this in the pre-game. It's so strong that the HEs at the start, the incendiaries can lock them out. They're hoping that doesn't come in. Maybe it's a different setup from Gambit and they can just sneak up there, but not meant to be. Another buy comes in. Of course, they have maximum loss bonus and the bomb plant as well. Means they get a full buy, but 2 rounds now from 15-6. This would be devastating for North.
Especially when you consider it was a chance to wrap the series up that early. Get it done, maybe go learn to flyboard a little more. Get ready for the semis and potentially a final tomorrow for them. If Hobbit backs away, has to Molotov off, and Apartments gets a little bit of information early on this time. But that's still very early and means possibilities are endless for North. They can back away. Config's doing that now, and MSL's down toward the bottom of middle again. Considering Banana, deep smoke. Doge is able to push in quite far and get that smoke down, so they've actually got the early rotation as well toward A. Question is, do they go back on it with time and smoke now gone?
Dosia by himself at the B site. If ever there's a time for them to capitalize here, if they get this kill, it could be round over. Dosia just jumping up, drops the incendiary as well, locks them in. He'll call for rotation from Adren at this point, so that's very nicely done from Dosia. Didn't overcommit. If he dies there, that could be round over. The T's would strike straight away, smoke towards spawn, and a very difficult retake. But they still have the advantage for now. Looks like this may be a Banana execute at this point. The same smokes we saw before. Smoke spawn, smoke coils, flash over, use some Molotovs, hope that someone steps up here.
Smoke off on Coffins. Forces Doja to move, but Adren thinks this is a fake. He sees 2 smokes come down, and he thinks that this is a fake. He's already rotating onto Library. Zeus has gone to the underpass position, and he's going to be late. Adren realizes now he's made the wrong call. He thought the smoke timing and lack of entry had to be the right call from Hobbit early on to spot them over on A. That allows a fast bomb plant. This might be enough for North. As they flash back out to Banana, hold it off. Additional smoke thrown from AZ towards CT. Magisk is going to counterflank Zeus, but he's sitting and ready for it, I think, because he knows that he didn't find a kill, and he's normally the one selling it. Zeus, good read, takes down Magisk. It's AZ left, 1 versus 3. Holding for the entry angle, hits that shot immediately. Hobbit's up close. And a double peek, immediate trade. They line it up, well done. Mo hits the shot.
Magus just wasn't part of the situation for his team at that point. He was trying to sell the fake, and it does work to some extent. He pulls a player away from the CTs, but as soon as the CTs realize he's still waiting in second middle, he's hoping the CT pushes down. Little did he know, they'd already made it past him. They're going up banana. His teammates are getting mowed down there, and they find Magus, like you said, well read from the CTs. One round separates us from overtime. 15-6, Gambit putting on a performance worthy of a quarterfinal here. And let's see where we can close things out in regulation. North came very close then, but just didn't have the teamwork towards the end to finish the round off after getting the bomb down for. The first one got a while. We'll see what happens in round number 30. He's gone the full distance here. Can Gambit do the impossible?
Flash to go through the smoke in a fast play. It would have been seemingly impossible, and it pushes Mo back. Nade's gonna go up from Zeus. That'll do damage. AZ's burning alive. He's downed. Hobbit, he's not only burned AZ, he's put a bullet into him and taking Cajun B. Magisk does respond with a nice kill, but it's Mo there. And this is looking like overtime. They're just walking into a slaughter. It's all on Config. Bomb drop 19, 18 HP as he gets tagged through the edge of the barrel, and they're still trying to fire into the smoke. He's trying to cover his backside. Get past the poor little Vespa, which probably has a better hope to win the round riding away. 15-15. Gambit, I'm impressed you forced that overtime. Imagine what could have been without the mistake, but now it's all reset. They've got a chance to force map 3.
Good lord, 15-6, and North feeling the pressure at this point. Just needed one round, just one performance, one clutch, and they could have taken it. But Gambit, very resilient, very good on the CT side. You see that's where they specialize here on Inferno, especially towards that B side once again. It's Dozier doing a lot of work here. Mo actually putting in a very good performance. Final few kills here as he finishes things off. So we have a minute break in between, and it is MR3 16K. So that means you can get the AWPs double if you want to on the CT side. And okay, now we have an adjustment map. Cajun B picks up the AWP for the first time on their T side. Something has to change, doesn't it, right? So let's give this a go.
I have to eat my words because I called game done on that tilt, and they managed to pull it back, so credit to them. But you're right, Cajun B, aggressive with the op as well, it works. And it takes down the additional op. It's not like it's just any CT player, it's Mo on the op, who again can't get rolling. Every single time he tries to get to an angle, it's beaten by North. And look at the fast pace from MSL. Good hold from Zeus. He goes down on Arch, and that might be the round on its own. This will funnel them back toward B, and look at Dozier staying aggressive. Spray, and the smoke finds 2. Damage as well on AZ. His 3 HP left. The Dren just waits and has to just hold the trigger. He'll get AZ at least, and 7 HP for Magisk. Good hold from Gambit. I've got a feeling they could sweep this overtime.
I've got the same feeling. It's going to be the Cajun B AWP that opens things up. MSL, though, the overcommitment to wall charge. He's by himself. There's no refrag potential there at all. Zeus finds him, funnels him back towards B, and this is the moment. I'm just building up. They've run through the smoke. Dozier gifted more kills. They've done this 2 or 3 times now, running through smokes into his crosshair.
I saw 2 sparks fly on the second body. I think a dropped gun actually saved him from getting a triple there. I think it denied the bullet from killing AZ in the end. Not that it mattered, because he died when he got to the top of the banana anyway. Cajun sits to watch into banana with the AWP this time. No one to face him down, Mo. He's sitting far more passive this time with the op, because every time he tries to get aggressive, it hasn't worked out. Zeus will rotate as well after putting down the smoke to allow Dozier's more aggressive play and banana to continue. He'll back off. No surprise. Rotation from Adren, though, with Dozier. He's confident to leave Dozier there. They certainly are. And finally, we're going to see old school boost. Zeus goes up. Cage. Oh, Cage! Dozier goes down. Now they have to rotate back. Adren's not yet moving. They're confident to stay on A. They're just going to gamble that they all go toward A and use the crossfires. This could work, because North's going to think that they've rotated off of it.
Yeah, this is actually so sick from the CTs.
Mo nearly goes through the smoke to find it, backs away toward A. They now know the ops there. Is that enough for North to reconsider? It certainly seems it. No rotation. That's such a gamble from Gambit. No rotation back to B after losing Dozier. It's going to be an open site. Finally, Mo realizes, hang on, I've got to get the op in position. There is smokes to cover off CT. They've got 2 smokes remaining. Good pickup from Zeus. Magisk alone, yep. Again, he's the salesman, and he's gone. He was removed from the last round of regulation on a late rotation. They're going to go. They are smoked off, so Mo will have the op toward Ruins as he starts to walk back in. Coffins. I thought he was just going to go and walk in. Had their back turns. Config goes safe plant in behind the statue, and AZ, he'll cover off from the water position and hold for a re-entrance. No one coming up from Banana, and even if they do, that's covered off by Cajun to let AZ know he's got place to room. to wiggle. Watch the HP as well because it's so low. No nades. That would be significant at this point in time, especially toward Nubox as Mo continues to fire. One goes down, Zeus finds MSL, Emo covered off, AZ still waiting for it, and they're going to try and use Cajun to get the crossfire. Gun barrels goes, good play from AZ, and they find finally the elusive T-sided round. It brings it back to 16-16.
Oh, such an interesting round there. After Cajun once again opens things up to the AWP, there seems to be a nice adjustment for them. He takes down Dozio, he's jumping up in that same position. They were aware he was doing that. They actually tried to work out what's the position there. And like you said, Gambit actually holding up, didn't rotate a single player over. They're so confident they'd go back towards the A side of the map, and the play from North is to send Mazes middle by himself, but he gets nothing for it, and once again it makes it a very tight situation, but finally they win a clutch, and it's going to be easy to find the final 2 frags there. Cajun still on that AWP, he'll be looking towards middle this time, and Mo doesn't dare challenge at this point, he's holding back on the corner.
Hobbit aggressive this time. Passive aggressive, I guess you could say, toward the B apartments. Quick smoke down. Cover off the top of stairwell as AZ again is inside of the apartments, but this time Hobbit stays around a little bit longer and finds him, so early pick for Gambit to work with. Bomb is dropped as well back toward T stairs, so they've got to go back for that at some point in time. Solo aggression from Config. It's a nifty little gap that Hobbit's found in the hay bales. Similar, I guess, in some ways to the gap that used to exist in the front of the broken down Ford, which stands for Found on Road Dead truck. That used to be there. And it's going to be back toward the top of middle instead. Flash off to the left. Cajun wants to get his op in position to hold that. But Mo has gone toward Moto to hold it as well if they wrap around toward the arch with his AWP. More passive this time for him. Steps out slightly, spots the flash, dodges it, gets ready for the smokes deployed on arch, but he's going to see... Oh, does he see the gap? I think it just evades him. But they know it's going back the other way because Zeus peeks it out. Watch the reset of the AWP, finds Cajun. And they're 2 men down before they even get ground on a bomb site. It's Ren and Doja still exist within the site itself, but they're found. Config slow play, spots the shoulder, and they manage to land the shot. Orange is one peeked out. Great shot from MSL. Magist goes back, down goes Zeus. They're finding everything on the rotations. Mo goes aggressive, it's straight, and it's down to just Hobbit remaining in a 1 versus 2. Has a kit, he's going to push through, now dissolve the smoke. Magist playing where Config was able to play with them last time, but Config is playing at the caskets. The smoke down, he's relocated, takes Hobbit down. It's 2 rounds for North now on the terrorist side, and that one a big one because they pulled back from a 2-man deficit.
Yeah, they did indeed. Config and MSL doing some great work in the entry kills towards the B site. Looked like the CTs had that one locked down. They got the initial advantage thanks to Hobbit, and I thought they'd done a perfect job at that point, but some great shots there. Good teamwork towards the end as well, that 2 versus 1. Very safe. One towards new boxes, and one watching Banana as well is playing for the bomb, and they have the advantage once again. 2-1 now. 2 rounds in the second half of their CT side was very, very good. That's what it will take. 1 to get the draw, 2 for the win and close out the series.
Gambit's fought back so well. But it still may not be enough.
Well, for those watching at home, it's 1st and 19 at the top of your scoreboard. 18-18 would send us into double overtime. So far, in terms of the buy, Mo back on the AWP on the T side. No AWPs to the CTs. Quite rare they bring that out, but the 5-man rifle setup was so strong, no reason to change things up.
He does go through. AZ gets obliterated by it, all things considered. About as max damage as possible with the armor, and considering his position and where it detonated, he hits and is left for 52. Double Molotov play again as they swap over. We saw that last time work very well for them as they got 2 kills with it. You made mention of it. This time they don't find any kills, so they think it has to be secure. They double check that by getting toward the tree, and they're going to leave MSL alone to anchor without anyone on Banana, but now that's when they start to accumulate. So MSL is going to have to be very careful. And a smoke down from him early signals AZ to return, but they don't have any further utility on this B site.
Boost again. Will it work twice?
They're ready for it. Hobbit's ready for it on the... Hey, the logs this time and routes the wraparound as they back away. Line up, thankfully, MSL holds true to catch Zeus off because a double kill there, and it's a fast push to beat her in. Now North give themselves a chance. Config's waiting at CT spawn for a call. He's literally trying to be a support play in this, and with a smoke going down at CT connector, they'll get close with MSL, but that's exactly when they strike on A. And it's Ren taking down Cajun. We know the crossfires have been very strong from North on this site, but they don't exist this round as Doja takes down Magisk.
They thought it was going to be side attack there at that point. They find one kill, go back towards A, and there's only players on the bomb site and library as well. The crossfire certainly not there, and this should be an easy round now as Mo finds another headshot to take down Config up to MSL. And at this stage, he can't really do anything about this situation. It's a 4-on-1, bomb down, and there it is. It's going to be Gambit tying things up at 17-17.
And MSL electing to try and save in this for the simple reason of ops later in the half. Quite comfortable with where they all exist. Doja will push back down bottom middle to get away, and MSL will survive it. The Hobbit's still searching for him on the B site, but you're right, 17-17. Still all to play for.
Well then. AWP purchased for Cajun B this time. It was the defining factor on the T side, actually get them some opening picks and actually managing to get them something to work with here. But here we go, Gambit arrive in the second half. Round number 5, like I said, 18-80s double overtime. It's 1st-19 for the victor.
And the MSL sitting in behind the bags. He's gonna watch the top. Banana position as Adren tries to get to the old cheeky position, Mona Lisa's top kitchen to try and fire into where boiler, where bedroom used to exist. And just to make clear, I made mention of the save. It's 16K start for the Dreamhack rules in overtime, so it wasn't necessary that he did go for that save, but he elected to anyway. And without Dust 2, that kind of solves the 16K overtime problem where you used to be able to buy up all of the
auto snipers.
Auto snipers.
Yeah, that was a huge problem. Well then, North taking a bit of damage to kick things off. Cage's down to 31 HP. The AWPer was trying his luck towards middle, but took some heavy damage there. And it's back towards B. This combo of AZ and MSL has been very good so far, and they may be tested once again. If they can pick up this round, they've secured double overtime.
Cajun elects not to fire into that smoke. He'll stay with Magisk this time. They don't want to over-rotate, but it is going to be B. MSL and AZ have to hold true. One from the fountain, but only one. Hobbit gets the refrag. MSL new box has to peek out and find Hobbit, but it's Ren's got the number for him, and it's going to be a bomb plant default once again. It's Config with a double smoke out. Bit of a miscue, but I guess certainty in the fact that it's covered off. It does limit them from one in the post plant. Has to rotate back through the chapel and in toward ruins. Config. Now Molotov is getting space bought by the utility of Gambit. Hobbit's very low toward Nubox. If he finds a pick fast enough, they could potentially go on this. They've got kits, but that's ticking faster and faster. They need kills immediately, and it's so disciplined from Gambit. No peek. Now they know where they are. Walk around the Dread. Nails Config. That's 18. It's going to be Gambit on map point first. And as you say, overtime, number 2, at the very least, secured. Magisk doing what he can, but it's done. The bomb is gone.
Well, Gambit, who would have thought after being 15-6 down, they're going to be the ones that go to map point next. 18-17, North now won't be bringing out the AWP. 5 rifles across the board, and Gambit can actually win the map now after going 2-1 down in the first half. Mo still on the AWP. Adren, I have to say, doing a fantastic job. Hobbit, I think he's landed on 30 kills as well. Major's not too far behind, 29 for him. Double overtime, certainly a possibility. 3 players now towards the B side of the map. It's going to be Config joining AZ and MSL. And they're going to maybe try that boost again. But what's the play? Maybe 3 grenades to go down bottom banana. That could work out.
Easy. Smokes back down toward mid. Just that's going to wait to see if they push out from Boiler, but MSL meanwhile double nade in towards Zeus. Oh, that's gone. He's done. Land it perfectly as they had the awareness. Double Molotov play means it's the only other spot they had to check, and through the smoke, AZ's got Hobbit down as well. There's a chance for double overtime for North, as Cajun will get a Molotov down toward Diggity. Walk back out. They know he's got one committed, and Magisk finds a Dren. Leaves it to 5 on 2. And Doja smoked off, does what he can with a Molotov to clear in behind the wall, but that actually goes light. He bounces it underneath balcony instead. Meanwhile, Mo, late to the party, is going to try and get up toward top mid with his AWP. He's got Doja back together with him. He'll give him the bomb, and they'll go back toward B. MSL has to beat the rotation. It's the only chance they win the round is if MSL gets isolated and goes down, so he's got a choice to make. If AZ doesn't get there in time, he either stays efficient and stays passive, but he's got to smoke out. That's going to buy all the time he needs.
Yeah, they've got 2 smokes on the T side. MSL needs to be very careful there, but he has got a gap to work with. That's actually very beneficial, and that could be the round over. They won't be checking for that gap. There it is. MSL gets the bomb down. 15 seconds remaining, and it will be double overtime here unless Mo can find something sensational. He cannot. The adjustment from North works out. 3 players towards Banana at the start. That's where Gambit have been focusing most of their defaults, at least at the start of the round there, and Config backs them up. They go more aggressive this time. Smoke down to the bottom of Banana and finds 2 kills. Very well done. There's double grenades towards the tree area as well. Gets in that first kill, and they manage to avoid letting the second map slip by.
But it also means benefit to them. They start CT side. You've got to go against Gambit's very, very impressive CT side that shut them down for so long. So what's the call again? 16K, so forget the passive buys for the 2-round losses. You can potentially go aggressive with double ops if you elect to. There's going to be no ops. They want all rifles on the north side of the CT this camp this time. And Mo is going to go with that T-sided op yet again, which I have to say wasn't overly effective in regulation.
Well, Config drops the same smoke at Banana to help his teammates a little bit more aggressive if need be. Everything reset once again. Mo on AWP hoping Cajun decides to take another challenge at that position, but with no AWP, I doubt if he'll be doing it. I love it when they have the crossfires in those pits. That was when North looked their absolute strongest. They can't be baited out of that by having a little bit of presence towards B. They know that Gambit have a very slow team. It's going to be quite rare they fully commit at the start of a round.
Molotov, Zeus checks cubby corner. Doja, meanwhile, is lurking up inside of the apartment position. It's Cajun on the balcony that's ready for him, and Magisk down below. Smoke from Magisk will buy Cajun a bit more space. He can actually afford to peek if he wanted to out toward the top of Thiggity, but it's the wrap on Arch that becomes more concerning in Config. He needs to spot this. Mo had position on it. He's watching Library, careful not to fire into his teammate. Flash, oh, everyone blind. Everyone, including the man who was intended to be flashed in, Config, who couldn't find kills. What this has done allowed Zeus to work into Library. Config needs to be aware of this, and I don't think he's going to have any clue. Oh, Zeus is going to walk in behind. Config manages to get 1, but down he's about to go. Make sure he's absolutely got it nailed. Lines up for 2. Zeus, that's so smart. And what a shot to hit Cajun. Config tried to turn around as he could. It's all left to Magisk inside of the site. Doja's got him down. And that is lovely from Zeus. And such unfortunate timing from that first flash, so Config doesn't spot him. MSL, good catch on Hobbit, trying to get apartment post plant, but Doja immediately refrags from pit. And AZ's found trying to rotate in. Zeus to hold the line.
That was beautiful counter-strike from Zeus there. He knew exactly where Config was, and he allows him to take one of his teammates down, but he doesn't take the challenge straight away. He goes and takes the balcony player down, and then punishes the second as well. You can see exactly what goes on here. That's so good. Nails that first shot. That's the important one. If he fluffs that at all, then he's in a lot of trouble there, and the round potentially slips away, but Zeus find that final frag as well. 1-0 here in double overtime.
Double nade down Banana yet again. No one on the receiving end of the airstrike this time, as Hobbit's back just too far to catch any damage. AZ, meanwhile, is still trying to find aggressive stance. The nade will do damage to MSL, puts on 64. Fly a second one over the shoulder of AZ as well. Jostle for position. Remember, that's where Gambit did struggle tremendously in regulation to get control of. And finally, Mo gets a T-sided pick early on. That's Cajun down. And it's Config again that has to worry about Zeus wrapping. This time he catches him, but he goes down either way. Zeus again opening up all the ground for them to work with, and it's Magisk left alone once more. Molotov out, nade on top of it, flash. He has no vision to spray, and Doja hits a lovely headshot. I'd say that round gone as well, potentially. AZ's going to argue otherwise. MSL finds Mo. So chance for the post plant. Hobbit's going to stay sight this time, but Doja's already inside of the apartments, and he's got vision of the bomb. The same play all over again that we saw with Cajun B, except Doja has no Molotov to miss. As MSL tries to hit the shot, Dren's got the wrap. Hobbit's got AZ. 20 rounds for Gambit with a CT side we know is impressive. This is looking very good.
Team ace there for Gambit. Zeus looking incredibly sharp right now. Some sensational shots. He actually looked dead to right at that point. Turns around, blows the head off Config, and it's going to be 2-0 now. Gambit looking great on this T side, and still money to buy into the final round for North. The all comes in for Config this time, and we'll see whether he can be the difference maker as we go into the final round of the half here. Double AWP set up on the T side once again. Zeus and Mo wielding those weapons.
Cajun waiting, does find Doja trying to push up. And he can afford to fall all the way back inside of the site with the early pick. They need to maintain the man advantage. Crossfire set as well with Config waiting by the arch side now with Magisk. Popping out from quad. It's going to be Mo that wants to peek in AWP. And a Molotov to double check that it's absolutely clear, that gun barrel. Config, can't get the shot and backs off, didn't even pull the trigger.
That looked like some sort of misplay, I'm not really sure. He just didn't move, didn't pull the trigger at all.
Dren gets a tag from Molotov, but that damage into Config can be significant on the AWP. MSL, as we mentioned, is already tagged as well. So they could pull back this deficit relatively easy, especially look at MSL's position. AZ, he's going to flash him in, but he's got to go now if they want to make this effective. MSL goes, he's flashed out. It works perfectly. Exactly that from AZ, and MSL gets all three.
Once again, we've seen that setup before. AZ flashing in MSL, and it works to perfection. 3-man spray down, and Config, after, I wouldn't say even missing the shot, didn't even pull the trigger there. I thought that round could have fallen apart, but it will be 2-1 in favor of Gambit. Here's the replay right now. Flashes is so perfect. You can see them covering their eyes. Nothing they can do to defend against that. And it's the 3-man spray down working out for MSL. It would have been a 3-0 if he doesn't pick up that situation. So still something to work with here. The T side has been the problem though for North. Haven't looked as convincing as they did in the CT side. Orb comes in again for Cajun B. Seems to be he's the one that's opening up the map for him. He's currently on 17 frags, 24 deaths. Hasn't had the best game, but he has found those opening picks a few times now.
Zeus. Quick throw for the Molotov. Gets it a little bit deeper because he commits further than what Config's been doing on the CT side of North, but still has time to get the rotation back over to A, and that's the important aspect. Mo with a temporary flash thrown in his face, backs up to Arch just in case they push around, but he realizes now they haven't. Double checks to make sure they haven't gone to quad either. And another deep smoke thrown. Again, it's Doja left on his own. Nade, flash, nade in, but I think they would have spotted. Not sure how blinded they were. On the other side, boost up, AZ, lovely shot, down Doja finally. But Adren's back inside of the site early. It has forced the rotation from Mo. This is their best chance to open up A on a fake, but they've got to count out for Zeus, who's inside of quad. He's tried to cover off the position aggressively. Hobbit has left pit. We used to say you never leave pit until you confirm the bomb is at B, because it's such a powerful position. It's changed slightly. I don't think it's quite as powerful as it used to be. We'll have to wait to see if that's determined over time, but at this point, it's all on Zeus.
Yeah, he's in a good position here. He could get multiple frags. He needs to get more than one. If he gets the one and done here, that's not going to be enough, and it will mean the North side will capitalize.
He's got one, easy one, back turn, looks for another, but MSL, good trade. Takes damage in doing so, but it's an important trade because they still have rotations coming back the other direction. And Hobbit, he's made his way inside of the site, good headshot, but he's got more to find. Pit covered off, no need to repeat that far. Spots an elbow, good shot on Cajun. But where's the third player gone?
Oh, no!
Big wrapping around. What a headshot from Hobbit as he turns and nearly takes him down. It's going to be the bomb up. It's going to be in position, but Adren's got a chance because of the low HP, and it's worked out well. Knows where the planter is, but Magisk holds true and puts it 20-20.
Such a brawl here. Config, he's had a few misplays in the last couple of rounds. That's an easy kill. That's a one-tap. Goes to the full spray and almost loses the round there. But the fact he gets headshot in return, and these mages, as he's planted a bomb, that could have fallen apart just down to that dink alone, that missed spray. Nuts round. Config did a very good job to nail this one. And then just that overcommitment, you can see he's just not controlling it effectively enough. It might not seem like a big deal. The fact he gets headshot there, as his teammates planting the bomb, could have fallen apart. North do find the first round after AZ opened things up towards B, taking down Dozier. Did a lot of damage with the AT grenade at the start as well. Double overtime, and North pull one back.
AZ again gets inside of the boiler position and watches the stairwell, so this is the default that we've seen time and time again from North. Similar setup with Adren staying over to help Dozier a little bit earlier on this time. They've thrown a second smoke down to the bottom of Banana. And they'll go passive this time. Dozier, for once, will not stand forward inside to hold ground in Banana. One of the things I have to note with this upgraded Inferno is even the mini-map is much more clear. Dark spots where there's roofs above, so you can know where you can flash and where you can't. It's a nifty little change from Valve that needs noting. As meanwhile, Mo, inside of the site, up to cover off apartments with smoke, can now look toward quad. Slow and short from North. First shot exchanged toward Mo. They push him back ever so slightly. It's MSL, though, meanwhile, that's going to find the shot. Meanwhile, Zeus has to be careful not to get pushed back. Config, good shot into him. He's gone. Hobbit, he's trying desperately to use this small hole inside of the hay bales, but down in front of him, AZ gives himself up. It's another shot. Look at Hobbit. 3 kills for him. It just finally puts him down, but his amount of damage is so massive. I have to sit and pause and reflect on how impressive it was that he even finds 3 with an M4 and headshots for that moment. As Magist will get the bomb down, Molotov covers off, and he's going to get aggressive. That works to find Doja. A big round for North. They want the first map point in this double overtime because it's the CT side of Gambit they're against, and Magist aggressive in overtime.
He steps up once again. Magisk, an amazing performance in the 2 versus 1. Gets dinked in the first encounter and uses the flashbang so well then to actually give himself a chance. The spray wasn't the prettiest, but it does the job. And this is the flash. There's a Molotov down as well. The CD has to retreat. Just about gets it. Really nice stuff there from Magisk.
So well thought out that he puts the Molotov down that early too, because he knows exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's pretty well done. Okay then, North has had a pretty rough affair on the T side here, but it's looking great so far. They find map point once again.
Adren, smoke down at the bottom of Bananas, trying to find a shot through the smoke, but won't land anything. He's getting quite aggressive with this AWP, I have to say. Just double checking no one's made it by him and inside of the corner of the Banana position. Dozi's still there as always. And Mo's playing very passive again with the AWP. He's going to watch to make sure they can't wrap onto the arch side, but a smoke out from the terrorist will hold Hobbit's position and render him ineffective for the moment, but he doesn't want to move on it. He wants to use that to his advantage if the possibility exists. Smoke arch side, MSL bomb looking that direction. If he goes around and gets caught by Mo, that might be enough to force out yet another overtime. Big nade indeed, Zeus on 49. And guess what? Who's rotating this time? With Adren on the op, not with Mo. I take it back on the rifle. I said it. He had it at Moto. I'm so used to him having it. It's Doji that wants to rotate off of B early with the M4, but he's not confident in doing so because there's no further information gathered on the A site. There will be momentarily. As nades start to land toward the pit position. Zeus backs away from flashes coming through. Hobbit finding yet another kill, as he always does. Nearly gets another 3K. It's 2, and then the assist for Mo to follow it up, and it's Mo that's still dancing around to try and pull them back out. Config finds Mo in the smoke as he pushes in with the lurk. That's enough to open up a bomb plant, and it's a 2 versus 2. Rotation from Adren just getting to library as Doja will be at the top of middle, and Config has position on it, but Cajun B, 1 HP, has to be perfect with the op to catch off Adren when the smoke dissolves at library. And that also means Config has to time his peak from the graveyard. Doji could walk out and get Cajun before he even spots library. If he goes now, it's possible. He's just burrowed in the corner, but if he drops down, Magist has to time it. Here comes Adren. Shot from Cajun, nails it. That might be enough. Magist can play off the information. Molotov can bait him out. That's fine. He's in the corner, but it's done. Perfect play and wait from Config, and it's done in double overtime. It's North through to a semifinal.
Magist, what a performance that was in the second set of overtime there, clutching 2 times in a row. They were 15-6 up at one stage, and usually this kind of team, you think that after they lose that kind of lead, they might crumble in the overtime. They really delivered there, and you can see what it means to them. After crashing out of the major, they've shown that put their best foot forward here in Dreamhack Masters.
You have to say, it does. I called it done. It was obviously far from, as we find out. There's 2 sides to the story. Lurpus tweeted this back in response to Seized. The mist diffused could have meant the game is over in regulation. We go to a 3rd map. However, you could also argue the missed Molotov from Cajun allowed that to begin with. I still think the worst offense is not getting off the bomb when it was quite clear you should have.
Sure.
And either way, North capitalized. It took them a long time to break down and figure out that CT side. I think the slower play onto A, working picks, worked much better for them. Hobbit was hard to beat in pit.
He seemed to get 3 kills every single time. I think in that run he only gets 2. That's the difference maker. They managed to get himself a clutch situation. Cajun B was left on 1 HP. He nails that AWP shot and just about clawed the round. It was a real brawl towards the end there.
Very big brawl, and we've got more quarterfinals coming up. We're just getting started. It's a series that North needed to win, as Thorin said as well, because it proves that, yes, they can be a decent playoff team if they don't get lined up with unfavorable opponents and they're not in an underdog situation. For Gambit, they put up a decent match, but they still have room to improve, without doubt, especially on Nuke. I think was closer on the scoreboard in the end, given that they got the 5-0 start of the second half.
Well, I think we have an interview ready, and it's with the man of the hour, Magisk, on stage.
Thank you very much, Henry. First of all, congratulations. You're headed on to the semifinals. First time playing with AZ and already in the top 4. That must be a huge boost of confidence for you guys.
We came to this tournament without too many expectations because we just got AZ to join the team. So already being in this semifinal is really amazing, and it's definitely a confidence boost for us.
Well, I need to talk about Inferno because that was kind of crazy. You guys were up 15-6. It looked like the match was all but over, but then it turned into double overtime. So walk us through what happened and how stressed was the team?
I think we started to stress out a bit as a team and the call-outs. So we lost some rounds where we had advantage, and they just punished us for making stupid mistakes, and they played really good on CT side.
Well, in the past, you are a very young team. We've seen in the past when VP came back against you guys on Cobblestone. In this case, though, you were able to close that out in double overtime. So in the end, when it really mattered, how was the team able to focus to get that win?
We had a timeout where we talked about what was going wrong, and we were talking about communication was a bit too hectic. And I think we just managed to calm down and focus on the game instead of focusing on the mistakes we had already done.
And I've already talked to MSL about how he feels that AZ is fitting into this team and affecting the team. From your perspective, how do you feel that the team has changed once AZ has come in?
AZ is a very calm person, and he's really good in hectic situations and stuff like that. So it was a bit difficult sometimes with Rubino because when he speaks very fast Danish, it's sometimes tough to understand. So the communication is definitely better, and I feel like his individual level is a bit higher, but it depends on the roles that they play.
All right, and last but not least, your next opponent in the semifinal will be either SK or Na'Vi. Now, obviously, both very strong teams. What are your thoughts?
I think both teams are going to be tough to beat. SK, they're hungry to get back in the #1 spot, so but Na'Vi is struggling a bit, so I kind of hope we play against Na'Vi because we normally play good against them as well.
Well, congratulations again, and with that, it'll be North as our first team to move on to the semifinal.
Awesome stuff from North, and getting a full series out of Gambit on Inferno as well. Got a little apprehensive after the first, but we did get a real show to start off our first day in the Grand Garden.